Would you like oyster sauce or ketchup?
No. Quiet, you. So, the year is 931 CE. We are somewhere in Wales on a little little peninsula just off the coast, practically an island. And it is St. David's Day. He's not officially a saint yet, but screw it, it's Wales, so he's a saint here. And we've got 3 villagers from the town of Mold, most famous for its unique aroma, said by the local Jarl to be as much a deterrence against invasion as his own steel. Whitey, would you like to give us a little introduction for your character in a couple of sentences or less? It's the village fair. What are you out and about doing?
Oh, given it's the fair, I'll be there with a stock of my finest swine. I've got a small couple of arm's length wide pens with a couple of swine and piglets in each. I'm trying to sell my wares as the prodigious swine farmer of the area. Not that I'd sell to any of those fuckers from Usk.
No one likes Usk. They're Scandinavians. They're a little bit overly self-righteous on the religious front. And as Scandies, they bathe far too often and have a tendency to steal the local women by being
They don't even
sexy.
smell like pig.
Well, exactly. Okay, so that's Bert the swineherd, local rich person and 1%er, one of the few villains in all of Mold who actually owns his own little house. Next up, Callum, would you like to give us an introduction to your character and what you're doing on the day of the village fair?
Well, I'm hobnobbing around. I'm, swinging with the movers and shakers, the candlestick makers. I'm, occasionally, pocketing a half-finished mug of ale. It's been left out on the side. Get the froth. Lick the bottom of all barrels that come my way.
Waste not, want not, right?
Waste not, want not, yeah.
Yeah, you're spending a fair amount chilling out with Llewellyn the Languid, the lazy but loyal mayor, which is the actual name, it's just happens to be a homonym of mayor.
Nice.
Of Mold, and a loyal vassal of the Jarl over in St. Asaph. And finally, the wild man of the woods. Benji, would you care to give us a little introduction to your character and why you, of all people, happen to be in town on the day of the village fair?
So, apologies. Right, I'm Idris Furch Idris. I'm the village woodcutter, so I'm in town picking up orders for wood. I am picking up orders for my son's longbow business, and I am here to dispense various home remedies and to display my badgers.
Roll up, come see the amazing dancing badgers. Look how they sway and sway and side erotically.
No, they're not erotic.
No, listen here, Idris. I've told you once, I've told you at least thrice. You keep them fucking badgers away from my swine. If any of them get any of that tinnitus, I'll be fucking pissed.
The nearby badger undulates erotically.
No, there will be none of that.
We'll be judging badgers in the swine race and swine in the badger race. It'll be absolute chaos, and no one will know the difference.
Because everyone will have ringing ears from all that tinnitus the fucking badgers spare.
Exactly.
I can confirm my badgers do not spread tinnitus.
So goes the argument in the centre of the little village of Mold. Many of the locals gather round to watch, entertained as these great local characters, magnates of the land, discuss the major local issues of the day, such as, are these harlot badgers seducing local swine, good Christian pigs? It's been a pleasant day. For all of the arguing and the yelling, something of a staple of any village fair. You've by and large, all, I would say, had a relatively good and even profitable time. Orders have been picked up for the longbow business. Pigs have been arranged for the long-term selling, which is always a major get. And old Cobb has stolen not one, not two, but 3 large beers from people who happened to not be looking, and then successfully blamed it on nearby children, and once a dog. The sudden change in atmosphere comes unexpectedly in the late afternoon. Unexpectedly, and decidedly a little too literally. One second it's a sunny early March day, March 1st in fact I believe. The next, there's a thick mist rolling in from all sides. The 3 of you find yourselves in the very middle of the village, surrounded by trained badgers, several prize pigs, Llewellyn the Languid, and a number of panicking villagers. Mists are by no means uncommon on your little island of Castany. Is it Castany or Castany? Castany, on your little island of Castany. But this is sudden and overly thick. You can see not 2, maybe at most 3 meters in any direction, and squeals and screams echo through the fog. Screams rapidly drowned out by an ear-splitting roar, high-pitched and strangulated, like a giant with his hands round the throat of a dragon. And then an almighty crash, not too far off. What do?
Alright, what a carrion. That is my one time I will do it. It's never happening again.
We all agreed that the medieval Welsh island would be inexplicably populated by 20th century West Country peasants.
No, I agree. It's just that phrase was going to be said.
I'll be gone now in a minute.
As old Cobb tries to charm everyone down. Just, crowd that... God damn it, I opened your character sheet and saw the man with the bloody hat. I'll take a charm leadership role, please, Callum. Diff 8, I think.
I literally forgot. I'm switching back from D&D. I'm trying to remember how the fuck we do this.
I always get confused.
Attribute plus skill is your dice pool, so you roll that many d10s. You're looking for any that meet or beat the number for the skill check.
Yeah. I always get confused between this and Dark Heresy.
Yeah, Jesus.
How?
Right. 5d10.
Because I switch back and forth between the two, and I'm not very good at
Yeah,
games.
so do I.
Okay.
Well,
that's
that is a
net
fail.
0, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a specialty, which I don't believe you do.
I don't.
Yeah, no. You tell everyone to calm down, and next to you, Llewellyn the Languid, white in fear, quietly, but just loudly enough to somehow be heard over the murmurs, this local pillar of the community mutters an altogether too humiliating phrase. I've pissed myself. Seeing their fearless leader struck with terror, most of the villagers nearby run off into the mists. With them, one of your pigs. Bert, what do?
That was Bessie, my prize pig.
While this is happening, I would like to try and wrangle my badgers back into their respective sacks.
I'm going to chase after Bessie.
Alright, I'll take Strength Animal Chem, difficulty 8 to speed wrangle the badgers, Benji.
Okay.
And then from Whitey, Dex Athletics, diff 6 to chase after the speeding pig.
Okay, I have a speciality in badgers for my animal ken. Does that help?
That would count here, yes.
Huzzah.
I should probably put some special.
I wrangle those badgers.
You wrangle them good.
That is, net 3 successes to speedily wrangle the badgers back into their respective sacks. I'm just going to assume that as an ordinary human, you can carry no more than at most 3 badger sacks.
Well, I've only got 2 badgers, so that's helpful.
Can we not say Can we not say badger sacks again?
That's
I want to hear that at minimum 3 more times.
Technical term is a badger sack.
Badger sack.
Yeah. You gotta grip them by the folds.
Hello. So, keeping a taut grip on your badger sacks. I'm a mature adult. Yeah, no. With much screaming and guffawing, you're able to force your badgers back into their sacks and close them in there tightly, holding onto them as they struggle and attempt to free themselves. But you've done this many times before, and you drill your badger wrangling under duress for exactly this type of occasion. Used to living as you are out in the savagery of Whisper Wood. Meanwhile, Bert, swineherder extraordinaire, goes tearing off into the mist. And, what did I say? Diff 6, so net 1 success. And just about manages to keep up with Bessie. Until he bumps into her. She's frozen in abject terror. And
It's not Sinful John again, is it?
It's not Sinful John. You just barely see why. As a single, stumpy, leathery limb disappears into the mist.
It's one of them there cattle. And I need to get my hands on one of them.
Far bigger than a cow. The limb you just saw was perhaps the same thickness as a tree trunk.
I'll have to write this down one day when I can learn to read and write. Future generations to write about ents and shit.
You feel a slight change in the air pressure at your left wrist, and jerking your head around, I'll take a speedy courage roll, difficulty 3, please. Yes, with 4 successes, you are well used to the sudden materialization of Sinful John, your erstwhile assistant. A strange young child who, at a very young age, had the devil kicked into his head by an errant pig. He gazes up. Who, sorry?
Jonas wasn't. I was going to say Jonas wasn't a good pig. He was still my pig.
He was the best pig.
Performed many an exorcism. It's only right that he put one back in.
Sinful John stares at you, unblinking, silent, mute witness to your horror.
I pat him furtively on the shoulder. Come on, John. Go get Bessie back home. I'm used to how weird he is. I feel like I should probably get an extra roll when rolling stuff against John, just because he is on my payroll or care. I feed him through a tube.
I did give you diff 3 against him.
He lives in my pantry.
Alright, I get diff 3. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's a fair compromise.
I think we actually established he sleeps with the pigs.
He does sleep with the pigs. It doesn't mean he isn't fed through a tube.
He gently spits out a small bit of lettuce, and then, gripping the pig, leads it back towards the sty, whispering sweet oinkings into its ear as he goes.
All the while making eye contact with me over one shoulder, I'm sure. It's the sort of thing he'd do.
Sometimes you wonder what secrets he whispers into the ears of those pigs.
Oh, I've heard some of them.
What dark devilries they must know.
How do you think I heard about Aunt Irma's affair? Sinful John and the pigs.
Yes, pig speak. Noted feature of the region. So, Granddaddy Idris has his badges under control. Bert is re-wrangling his pigs. Old Cobb. What are we up to? The village is in chaos. You are at least nominally supposed to be in charge. You're technically outranked, in fact entirely outranked, by Llewellyn the Languid, but he's not doing anything right now, other than...
Well, he is doing something very...
No, I mean, he ran out of urine some time ago.
He ran away, did he?
No, he ran out of urine some time ago. He's just kind of frozen in terror.
Oh, that's fine. I would like to kind of just put a reassuring slap on his shoulder. Just say, "It's alright, Llewellyn. I've got this. Give me the chains of office. I'll take up the mantle. I can do it.
That's
I've waited 60 years for this."
So you know the whole vampires thing we did in Bali or wherever it was.
In Bari, yeah.
Yeah, Bari. You notice how I did like this subtle takeover of Cam's business, and now he's devoid of all subtlety. Just like, I'll be the leader. Make me the man.
You just got to go big.
Well, he's seizing the day. I'll give him that.
Yeah. This is all Cobb's day.
Every
If he's
dog
old, I-
gets his day, and today, Cobb's the dog. Cool, I'll take charisma expression. Oh, I suppose this is manipulation. Manipulation expression, difficulty 8, please, Callum.
Yo. Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, unfortunately, Llewellyn seems to be frozen entirely solid. His hand gripping his chain of office, such as it is. He's more or less completely frozen. The screams in the village around you grow louder, and you hear another crash and a distant, horrifying munching noise.
Don't mind that, it's just Sinful John. Still got that lettuce leaf.
Fine, I'll do it myself. And by do it myself, I mean find someone to do it for me.
At just about that moment, Bert materializes back out of the mist.
He'll do.
What's that you want, old barm?
Oh, Bert? You right?
Alright.
Right.
You really
You,
old men at the pub in this.
Yeah.
You get a pretty good view of what's happening over there in Arvia?
Looks like the trees are in motion.
Oh, that can't be
Certainly
good.
sounds like it.
A distant crash,
The old ways. I told you.
moans the Badger Wrangler. Badger Wrangler. Hopping up and
Deciduous
down.
trees, if I'm not mistaken.
Technically, he's the Badger Bagger Wrangler at the moment.
Goddamn.
Told you, didn't I tell you?
Alright, Idris. None of this shit again.
I told you.
We've
Told
been
you
hearing it
all.
for far too long. I tells you what, you think this is the old ways, you go out there and kill it yourself.
Ah, no, but that'd deprive the village of a good woodcutter.
Well,
You're
it'll
the
deprive
elected.
of a
Well,
woodcutter.
you're the current acting official, ain't you? Or at least you want to be. Why
I
don't
am.
you go do it?
I don't go do nothing.
Prove yourself to the village.
I am proving myself to the village. I'm telling you guys to do it.
It is at this point that Llewellyn shakes himself out of his stupor, and seeing the three of you perched more or less in front of him, arguing over who should be sent to go after the beast, shrieks at you, raising a finger. All of you! Go and kill that monster, that dragon defiling mighty village.
Well,
You say all of you. Do you mean me? Because I'm, a fairly respectable member of this village. I can't.
for this. Kill that dragon.
Oh, you fucking
we're going to go kill a dragon then.
I don't live here.
Right, that's it. I'm going to collect me longbow.
Right, I mean, I'll go get me axe if it'll help.
Right, that's it. I'll go and collect some people with their longbows.
The crashing sound seems to retreat away from the village, at just about the same time that the fog begins to recede. Llewellyn crashes to the floor as the three of you find yourselves retreating to your separate domiciles and or other people's domiciles in the case of Old Cobb, determined to gather a militia and or weaponry. Okay, what do? Who wants to go first? You have your main quest hook and reward of not being killed.
Well, I'm gonna head back to my place, grab my axe and my tracking badger.
Does he have more dots in retainer than the other badgers, or is it just a named thing?
It's just a name thing.
Alright.
I would like to head back to what are my contacts? So Hethin, Gethin, and Clanfairfecken. I'd like to head back to Clanfairfecken's house and pick up my directing stick.
What is your directing stick? Is it just a stick, or...?
It's
It's
a
a-
stick.
It's a particularly long stick.
It's the fucking herding stick he stole off me while I was taking the pigs back home.
Right? Now,
So bastard.
nobody can prove that.
Oh,
Allegedly
Sinful
so.
John saw.
You've seen
That's
one
how I
stick.
fucking know.
You
In the
ain't got
background.
claims over every stick in this here village.
No, but I have got stake over Sinful John and he knows your sins.
Look, now, Sinful John, he might be the creepiest motherfucker I've ever seen.
I will have him watch over
He
you
ain't-
in your bed.
He already watches me over in my bed.
Callum,
He
roll
watches
courage.
everyone over in their bed.
Roll courage,
simultaneously.
difficulty 5, please.
It's true, he is a bit unnerving. He does seem to be everywhere at once. I went to go home and get my longbow and he was already behind me with it.
You feel,
Just about.
you feel a slight change in air pressure at your lower left elbow And as you turn around, discover, at just about the moment of he watches everyone, discover Sinful John looking up at you.
You see?
Eyes bulging.
Yeah,
He
but I'll have
walks
him watch from inside the window next time.
Creepy little shite, ain't he?
quietly backwards. Yes, fortunately, Heffin, Geffin, and Lanfa is immediately next to Bert's swine farm, and within shouting distance in the woods nearby is the badger wrangling hut of Idris Furch Idris, thereby allowing...
Series of connected tunnels.
Sorry, the badger wrangling set of Idris Furch Idris.
To understand the badger, you must become the badger.
You're really not doing yourself any favours on the badger eroticism front. I'm just putting it out there. You can deny it all you like, but...
Pigs are surprisingly low-key by comparison.
Yeah, the pigs are pretty calm.
That look.
Okay, so... Bert has retrieved his longbow and left Sinful John in charge of the pigs, something that Sinful John seems extremely happy about. He communicates this by vibrating at very high speeds.
What? The thing is, if I need him, Sinful John will come. He'll be there.
He's always
Inexplicably.
there.
He'll
And if you don't
somehow
need him-
cross... He'll cross 30 miles in half a heartbeat when I need him. I don't know how he does it.
He can stalk. Yes, so, Bert retrieves his longbow.
Well, Sinful John retrieves Bert's longbow and then appears behind him half a second later.
Travels at the speed of coincidence.
It's
No,
true.
he travels at the speed of plot.
Yeah, that's basically Sinful John's power at the moment. Until he's officially a vampire, he just
top-
travels at the speed of plot.
Vampires.
His top speed is narrative contrivance.
This is the world of regularness. Vampires are fictional. Everyone knows that. Old Cobb retrieves his directing stick with explicit apostrophe. Was there anything else you were getting from Heffin, Geffin, and Lantha Flettins?
I would like to get Hethin, Geffen, and Clanferfecken.
Well, all three of them.
Yep. Well, no, I'll leave one as spare.
Wait, what are they? They're contacts, aren't they?
Yeah, they're people.
You've really got to persuade 2 to 3 random people to come kill a dragon with you.
Do it. I've got some influence in town. I could pay them an influence.
You can add.
I'll pay them an
influence to
exposure.
this, is the
Pay them an exposure sounds like you're going to leave them out in the fucking woods.
What is all right? Let's determine this. So it's going to be high difficulty, but you actually do have influence in this town and the local region. So influence probably would be a pool ad here.
True.
What is your argument here for convincing Ethin, Gethin, and Lanfer fucking scream? Also, the fact that you took 3 contacts and they all live in the same house. I just. What is your argument for why they should help you come kill this monstrous dragon?
You've known me for a good long time, and I've been really good to you. Living here, rent-free, in this house. With you 3. I haven't even decided what gender they are. But I think Planferfecken is their sister. And now it's time to repay the debt. Some of you may die,
It's a
but
sacrifice I'm willing to make.
your name will live on if someone can at all write it down one day.
You
This
people
is-
could write.
Medieval Wales, the bardic tradition is strong.
Exactly.
Cool, I will take, I think that's probably manipulation, expression, plus influence, difficulty 9.
Okay.
Nobody wants to try kill a dragon.
Especially with the argument, you let me freeload off you. Now, lay down your lives for me to kill this dragon. Holy fuck. That's 3 successes.
Dom's my directing stick.
Yeah, you're basically a surrogate father to Hethin and Gethin, and even Lanfer Feffin. Just convert them to retainers, fine, fuck it. They all agree, nay insist, that they will help you find and put an end to this dragon, the 3 triplets of mold. The mouldy triplets, they call them. And Idris, you were getting your tracking badger, which is just a different badger.
You see, what I brought here is Badgie the Badger and Mr. Badger, son of Mr. Badger. What I'm going to get is Lord Brocktree, the better badger.
He's got a monocle.
Exactly.
Don't think monocles have been invented yet. Sunglasses have,
Not for humans.
curiously enough.
Yeah, sunglasses are thousands of years old.
Yeah, it's great. They look exactly as 90s no matter what era of human history they're from, which I think is amazing. Leaving the three of you to meet up in the tiny little corner of land between the forest and your three, well, one of you's house and the other one's mooching place, where they live as adopted father cum moocher to three entirely unrelated people in the least boggy bit of ground. Observed at a distance by Sinful John, you can see that the mist has mostly walked itself back from town out into the marshes again, revealing that several of the local houses have been utterly crushed, smashed through, or knocked entirely over, as well as damn near every barn. What do?
I'd like to giggle with glee. I write the orders for WoD will keep me in fucking moonshine for years.
Yes, the old man of the woods cackles incoherently to himself. It seems that the thirsting ones have awarded his faith and smited the unbelievers and their thatched roof cottages.
It's oddly Bill Bailey-esque.
Well, it's Trogdor. Yes, in fact, I think one of the few major animal shelters left in town is the swineherd's house. Almost yours alone seems to have been left. Even now, you can see...
Piece of land.
Sorry?
Is it a mighty fine piece of land it is?
Indeed. Mighty fine beforehand. You've got enough envy as was. Even now, you can see irritable neighbours casting jealous eyes towards your feed, your animals, and your land. Many of them clearly upset that their own has been destroyed, and quite suspicious that yours
I'll have
survived.
Simple John cast his eyes at them, if they're not fucking careful.
All 8 of them.
Yeah, 8 neighbours in a village hating your guts is quite a lot, actually.
I meant 8
why I-
eyes. But
That's why I have a guard, John.
See, I've got John or dog?
John.
like
Right, that would make more sense.
Made that exact comment in character gen. Swear to God.
Wait, who did?
You two.
Oh. I mean, I also have many, many pigs, and a pig will devour a man. But John is the scarier of the 20.
A pig will devour a dead man, but a domestic pig, without goading, is not inherently that carnivorous. Oh, well, no, they are, but like they won't eat a living person.
They haven't met the pigs that John's in with.
That is a valid point, actually, yes. Fuck knows what John is doing.
Sinful John and his demon pigs. Yeah, good.
But you're not building a good case in terms of not getting lynched is, I'll sick the devil on you.
The devil and all his pigs. In fact, the devil and all his pigs, especially when there is this freaking Bible verse about how Jesus threw out the fucking devil in the form of some pigs.
Yeah, that's Legion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, everyone always leaves out that fucking story as it was 1,000 demons in this one pig.
Yeah. No, it's in a swarm of pigs. There's a lot of pigs. It's like his whole thing. He drives the pigs over the cliff.
Okay, I'd just say, it is stories like that that absolutely prove that the Bible is just a collection of fan fictions about a guy called Jesus with superpowers. He fights demons.
Well, no,
and shit.
it's a series of books about a series of religious traditions over an extremely long time.
No, it's not. It's a series of books about a man called Jesus and the zany adventures he gets up to.
I'm pretty down for rural demon hunter and his quest to cleanse the swine population of its infernal taint. Like, I'm just saying.
Exactly. If that's what the Bible was pitched to me as, oh yeah, this is this amazing book where Jesus gets into arguments with shopkeepers in a church and exorcises a fucking horde of pigs. I can't fucking go read the Bible. There's this one bit where there's one pig, its head turns 360 degrees while it vomits on a priest.
if you like that, you'll love the prequel.
Oh dear. Alright. Edgy
Is that one
Bible
where he's a
memes.
carpenter?
edgy Bible memes aside.
You wait till you meet your dad.
What are we doing, gents?
I'd like to go send Hethin, Gethin, and Clanfairfeckin out to scout.
Hethin, or
I'm
possibly
going to use the. I
Sorry.
want to use the badgers to scout as well.
I thought you were bringing one badger.
Yeah, I am.
Alright. Just, do you
You
have
did use
one
a
badger
plural.
that you're using to scout?
I have
or-
one badger that I'm using to scout.
Okay, cool, sorry, because you said plural, and I was thinking that you now just got an extra badger. And,
The party must grow.
well, you're less than an hour in and you've acquired 3 NPCs.
Yep. 4 if you count John.
Sinful John is looking after the pigs.
Oh, sorry.
He'll turn up at a plot appropriate moment.
Yes, sorry, Heffin... Fucking... What were their bloody names? Heffin
Thing
Geffen.
given
I'm
Heffin,
so
Gethin, and
mad at
Clanfairfeckin.
you. Right, where is it? No, that's Bert. Okay. Gonna put them under my important people section. Hethin, Gethin, and Lanferfethin. Is that...
That is an absolute butcher of a name, but sure.
How's Lanferfethin pronounced?
Clanfairfeckin.
Clan.
Clanfairfeckin.
It's the back of your throat. It's 2 L's. It's like a back of your throat, almost like a C.
And
Like
also
imagine you're gargling a C sound.
it's
Every
also
West Country
Fechan,
bone...
not Fethan.
Every West Country bone in my body is rebelling against this pronunciation.
Yeah.
Fuck off, where do you think your fucking accent comes from? It's a fucking mangling of Welsh and British.
Well, I mean, British as a term encompasses Wales.
Sorry, Welsh and English. But yeah, it's a fucking butchery of a lot of accents.
To be fair, most accents in the UK are butcheries of British accents.
Eh.
Alright, so Gethin, Gechin, and Gechin.
There you go.
There you go.
Sound like you're doing the. You sound like you're trying to name the freaking Gelf from
Yeah.
Red Dwarf.
No, I can pronounce Gelf, Chachumbabo.
Yes, you are indeed a Hahumbabu.
Embargo. Great.
Hahumbabu.
Ugly got Gek. Oh, I don't remember the second line. Fuck. Ainsley Harriott was in that episode. Odd times.
See?
Yeah, he's the Gelf that Lister marries.
Is he?
I shit you not, that's why he was on the Ready Steady Cook episode.
I've not seen the Ready Steady Cook episode. I feel like I need to watch
You
it now.
really do. It was the Red Dwarf Best Of. It was chaired by Patrick Stewart, who's very
How have I
clearly
not seen
slightly drunk. How have you not seen this?
I don't know.
Slightly
How
drunk
have you not
Patrick
seen
Stewart
this?
chairs the Red Dwarf special, and they get Ainsley Harriott in, and then play the clip of Ainsley Harriott in a Gelf suit having to act demure. It's a good time. So your 2 of your triplets then, old Cobb, look at you concerned. Out there. Now, we said we'd come with you, but do we really have to track the thing?
Well,
Look out into the mists.
look, do you want to be household names?
I'd like to be a
Do
hero.
you
says
do you
one.
want to be a hero?
I've always wanted to be a hero ever since you told me what happened to my dad.
You can be a hero. You can be a household name in your own house and possibly others.
Indeed, you can be a household name. You can be standing in a Hall of Fame. You've just got to believe.
Yeah,
So it's gonna
you got one shot. Do not miss your
Are
chance.
you fucking...
Wait, what song are you guys referencing?
Well, Ben was referencing something entirely different to me, but it works.
I believe I was referencing the Hall of Fame song that gets played on TikTok a lot, and he started doing the Shia LaBeouf "Don't Let Your Dreams Be Dreams."
Oh, I
was
started
bloody
doing
Eminem.
Lose Yourself.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. Mum's
I don't know,
spaghetti.
I don't keep up with memes.
Spaghetti hasn't been invented yet.
Fucking
It's the
20-year-old
10th century.
memes. You can make turnip spaghetti.
Turtle spaghetti.
Turnip spaghetti.
Oh, turnip spaghetti.
We haven't invented turtles yet.
Turtles have been invented. Wait, that wasn't a serious comment. I'm very tired.
You don't say.
It doesn't show at all. No one can tell.
No, it doesn't show in any way.
Alright, so Hethin and Gethin both look at each other. Alright. For you, old Cobb, we'll go out. We'll track that dragon. I think we should follow them large footprints leading out of the village, says Gethin. Gethin nods, and the two rush off into the fog. In the
I hope you know
background-
they're going to die, right?
Win-win. If either of them die, I get a bigger bed.
Immediately next to you, lands a Gethin, looks horrified, rushes off after her two brothers. Wait, no, stop! He's a wanker!
I mean, she's going to
shit.
die as well.
She'll be back. She lives with me.
Yeah, I suppose she does. Right. I would like to, at this point, given the vague descriptions that have been made of the creature, see if I know of any kind of thing from the old ways that might help me identify it.
Yeah, let's take a look as you caress your badger thoughtfully. Alright, you do not have the appropriate knowledge, I'm afraid, but I will let you
Threw the
roll.
common cold at me.
I will let you roll your intelligence difficulty 10. To
Okay, anything from my hearth wisdom? I mean, it might be the wrong thing, but do I have anything I think it might be?
I don't believe so. No, I mean dragons certainly, but fairies.
Can I roll my hearth wisdom anyway?
You just want to roll hearth wisdom.
Yes, I do. Look, young Nicholas is not in this campaign, and someone needs to
God
roll
damn it.
hearth wisdom.
This is not an appropriate junction for
Does
hearth
it fall under
wisdom.
occult?
It could also come under occult, but he doesn't have any occult.
I don't have
I have
any
occult.
I've got
roll
half
occult,
wisdom.
Just to rub it in Ben's face.
Sure, you can roll intelligence occult difficulty 10.
Excellent. That's basically nothing.
That's
Yeah,
a botch,
see?
in fact. Is
It's a
what
double
that
botch.
is. Okay. Christ.
You're welcome, Ben.
Alright, so you're
Confidently
convinced
incorrect.
it's something... You know what? Here's what we're going to do. You watch Granddaddy Idris, deep in thought, caressing his badger intellectually. You've never really got on with this old druidy character, chopping his wood and purveying his badgery temptations to the local pious villagers of Mold. But here and now, he looks quite intelligent. Granddaddy Idris, whatever your next theory is, Bert will be entirely and immediately convinced that, holy shit, that must be what the thing is.
I mean, in all my years of breeding badgers, I've always made sure to get rid of the real runts. But I've never made sure that they've not survived the winters. It could be they've all survived and melded together in one horrible incestuous pile to create a giant uber badger.
The badger.
Fucking.
The perfect metis badger, if you will. I don't know why I said that, but I'm saying.
That's not what that term means in any
I
context.
know.
I was always.
I
wary
feel
of
we
your
are-
wares.
I think
No.
we're hunting the ultimate badger.
I was always wary of your wares, your were badgers, and now it's come to this. You've let your runts free, and you haven't properly spaded their skulls in, staved them to death in a ditch. This is what comes upon us: 30-ton badgers coming around here, spreading their tinnitus.
Like you're one to talk with Sinful John plying your wares.
Hey, I would not dare stave that young man's head in for fear of releasing whatever demon dwells within his head. That and he keeps the pigs under control right treat.
Yeah, it didn't exactly go well the last time someone tried to stave his head in. All right.
That pig didn't last a week.
So
Broke his leg in the impact.
old Cobb, you have successfully maneuvered your way into potentially inheriting a house, and your two compatriots are convinced that you're dealing with the world's largest badger, the badger.
Well, can I just kind of get in the middle of them? Right here. Badger.
Badger.
You just kind of
Badger.
Badger. With how wrong it's gone, you could say it's a bodger.
Look, I can't listen to this here one moment longer. You and your
You've got
talk of
tinnitus. Have you been bitten by a badger?
tinnitus. It makes me sick to my stomach, and it puts a ring in the ear. Must be infectious. I don't want you scaring no villagers around here. We're a quiet land for quiet people. And if the mayor hears of this, he's gonna come out and he's gonna piss himself all over again. So we're gonna stay here, stay calm, and let the Hethans get at it.
I mean, I do feel that I if it is in fact this badger, I do feel slightly responsible for it, and I really should be out there with me axe fixing my own problems. I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I am responsible.
Well, no, for one thing, you started turning badger into a palindrome by adding at the start.
That's not what a palindrome is.
Oh yeah, what is a palindrome then? It's one that starts and ends in the same sound.
Exactly.
Right. Can you two stop making up words and try and help me decide what we're going to do about this here thing that needs an accent?
Oh god, Bert discovers the word palindrome.
That would be
the inventor of the word.
That would be Regbadger.
Both of you, let's get out there. I've got this badger. I will get out there. We'll help out the Ethins and Gethins and whoever the feck's out there.
It's just Ethin and Gethin, really.
Right, look.
And Eggplant for a feckin'.
Look, right. Good customers are out there, currently being terrorised by a crazed badger from beyond the Vale. We need to get out there and kill it dead.
They're not out there, they're back there in the village.
True, have you written a will?
We need to go out there, though. The mayor may start docking me pay for my pigs. No. I don't want him undercutting my prices.
They
bunch of people ran screaming out there.
Yeah, they were sent out into the hinterlands, into the fog by old Cobb, who had the brothers track down the beast, and then immediately expressed joy at the idea that they would die and he'd inherit their stuff, whereupon their sister ran off to warn them that it's a trap.
Not trap. It's, just more of a win-win scenario. I'm not trying to get them killed.
But he wouldn't be upset if they were.
Exactly.
And almost as though to mark that sentiment, in the distance you hear an ear-splitting human scream, cut worryingly short.
Is that a badger or a human?
Well, whatever it is, it sounds like I've got a warm bed ready for me.
Alright, you feckin' monster. Right, let's get out there and help.
Do badgers make good hot water bottles?
I don't know.
Were you saying that either way, then your bed's going to be warm?
He's not coming to live with me.
Look,
I've seen what he does. I've seen what he's done to the Ethan and Gethin's place.
Right, you two stop arguing and get out there. I'll follow.
Giving me fucking village life flashbacks. Bloody.
Not arguing. Capitalism in. I'm trying to sell you a pig to warm your bed.
I'll be the rear guard. You two go on ahead. Have you written wills, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it's all left to me, son, not you frickin' freeloader.
Surely your grandson, you don't get on with your son.
It's proper inheritance law. I've got to make do, otherwise the bloomin' tax man'll have my head.
It's a fucking lie anyway, you can't fucking write.
He quite possibly will, actually. The local tax man, Riddich the Rough, is from Mold himself, and as someone who is from Mold and has managed to leave it, fucking hates the town.
I never said that I was writing this damn thing down, only that it exists. The local bard knows, the local bard will attest.
Right, well, in that case... Did you know I'm interpreter in lore?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm afraid old Cobb has the highest lore rating in the village. I think he is the local reader of wills and distributor of people's possessions.
Sounds like you've been doing some illegal will writing.
Does it now?
Yeah.
In the distance, there is a second scream.
Well, tell me all about your happy plans to get your stands on my stuff, and I'll tell you all about my ones to put an axe in your ribs if you ever feckin' try it.
I didn't tell you nothing. Look, I've already got me one house. Let's not get greedy now. Off you pop.
You haven't got it yet. They're not dead yet.
Well, they're not all dead yet.
You can't prove nothing.
Time enough. I'm an interpreter in lore. I can prove anything.
It would be a fairly tricky manipulation plus law roll to counter-lawyer him, unfortunately. So the three of you stand there arguing for some time, the badger growing increasingly distressed at the number of screams on the horizon. Eventually, you are approached by Llewellyn the Languid, wearing a fresh pair of hose.
Oh, here
Put some
comes the
trousers on
mayor.
as well.
Oh, he cuts an imposing figure, don't he?
He does look a little bit more lordly now, though no lord may he be, swinging his rather hefty club as he comes, trying to look imposing. And looking somewhat scary, but you did all see him piss himself just an hour or so ago. My, has it been an hour already? As the three of you stand in a field squarely between your between your various residences, arguing over the minutiae of badges. Well, it sounds like you three have gotten quite a bit done. What do you have for me so far?
Right, well, I've been taking over the operation. You see, I kind of point with my pointing stick. Ethin, Geffen, and Clan Fairfecken are out there fighting that dragon right at this very moment. They're doing a fine job. And these two here, they're the second wave. You see, tactics.
I thought that was some kind of mint.
Yeah,
Right. Don't you come over here with your confectionery knowledge. We're a simple town. We
Tic
don't
Tacs
like mints.
established 1900.
Yeah, you'd have mint. Sugarcane is an extreme luxury at this point. So
I was joking in the sense that my character's really dumb, so he's making a vacuous and stupid comment.
I don't know, you've got like 5 hearth wisdom if anyone knows how to make granny sweets.
It's true.
Yeah, there is that.
Like
Anyway, operation's going well. About to get a sit rep, and there's your brief.
Llewellyn the Languid holds up a single hand. So you're telling me that you've fed 2 of our locals and 1 of our maidens to the dragon.
I mean, I can confirm, being a learned man in the ways of old and the true old ways, that feeding a maiden to a dragon does tend to tell it to feck off.
Here,
We don't know they've been fed yet.
pagans. Well, I heard 2 screams a while ago, and I assume that was because you'd had your pitched battle and it was all sorted. But it sounds like you've just been standing around bickering. Look, you don't have to worry about me getting mad at you. But when we fail to pay our taxes this month, I am going to be pinning the entire thing on you 3. I've already talked it through with the rest of the village, and they're quite keen on it as well. There will be a certain amount of wealth redistribution.
They think they can come and try and take my badgers or my wood, they'll be gravely mistaken.
Well, fortunately, we've been buying a number of quality longbows of late, so I feel quite comfortable about our chances.
That feckin' son of mine he's been selling to you, hasn't he?
You were in town earlier
rabble
today
rousing.
trying to get people to buy his longbows.
Aye, but he was supposed to sell them to the right people. The ones I approve of, who won't backstab me over the feckin' tax.
Look, it's quite simple. Don't feed any more of our people to the dragon. And
I didn't!
Go
Are your people?
Sorry, what was that, Cal?
I said we are your people.
Yes, but you're the people we designated as dragon solvers.
You were gonna say
Dragon solver.
food, weren't you, you pissy bastard?
No, I was going
Bert
to say
the Dragon
fire.
Solver. I like the sound of that. Come on, lads.
There we go.
Yeah.
Get my bow and start stomping off into the fog.
It's a right pickle. My self-preservation is warring for me. My natural instinct to be an arse licker.
Let's just go find this damn thing and kill it.
There
God,
we go.
or Sinful John will haunt your dreams as well as your window.
Oh
Hey,
shit!
that's quite
That's
enough
I
it.
don't-
if you're a child of... Holy fuck, what is that?
I ain't got a window.
Llewellyn the Languid turns to find Sinful John staring up at him, just behind his left elbow. Here, first thing we're doing if you die is getting rid of this child.
You can't do that. He is right to the farm when I die.
The
Got
child...
no
nods.
living successors. The child is written into the will.
All I'll say is fucking good luck.
And I can tell you for a fact that he would do that farm well. I bet he could turn a better profit than I could with the way he raises those pigs. More or less does his job himself as it is.
That boy's not right.
Nobody's good with pigs.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be on our way. If I happen to die, could you tell the village it was me? Just that. You know, make sure you mention my name.
Llewellyn looks
More
at
than
you in
once.
consternation.
If I should die, you think only this of me. I'll be back to get you.
Well, we assume you will. You're not going to heaven, pagan. Alright, So
You think you will, pissy pants? God ain't gonna want you pissing all over him.
if you... Shut up, though. Alright, so if you die, that's your message. If you die, you're gonna be an eternal tortured soul forever. And if you die, you want the farm to go to the Hellboy. Noted. Right, well, I'll hopefully see you all soon. And with a smug, self-satisfied grin, Llewellyn the Languid strides back off towards the village.
Here, can't we just let that thing come back in the village and kill that prick?
Can I get a speedy roll from, I believe, Bert? Bert. Wits Seneschal, difficulty 5. Oh, was that the roll?
Yep.
That is a simple failure, unfortunately. There is absolutely no red flag in that plan as far as you can see, as you survey the twisted wreckage of damn near every barn in the village.
As long as no one takes the barn from my mouth.
God damn it.
Yes! That's some fucking ancient references right there.
Still a good poem.
Yeah, it's alright actually, I do quote it from time to time.
Right.
Good message.
What do, friends?
Well, I guess we're going to go marching off in the direction of the screams.
Yeah, the screams are a while old now. You spent quite a time arguing over badgers and inheritance law, and a lot of other things that I honestly kind of phased out of. The screams are a bit difficult to track. However, you do remember, or at least one of you presumably remembers, there being some mention of footprints. Does anyone have survival?
We've got one.
Right, you need this thing tracked, do you?
How much survival does the badger have? Go on.
It's going in. It's going into the woods. That's my territory.
It's actually not going into the woods. It's going out towards Huel's Bluff.
It's all the woods to me.
It ain't a town, so it must be the woods.
Exactly.
I forget.
A large expanse of water. Woods. All of them.
I am
Wet woods.
Old Idris. I speak for the badgers.
You caught in the Lorax.
He did just quote the Lorax, yes. It was weird, that section when Dr. Zeus just kind of went off on one about badgers, but it paid off. They made it into a film.
Sorry, hang on. Dr. Zeus.
Yeah, Lorax.
Yeah, the guy with the lightning bolts.
No, it's Dr. Seuss, yeah.
Yes. Zeus,
Oh,
not
dear.
Zeus.
Look, it was his midlife crisis, and he decided he wanted to try playing at being a god.
And lo, did he not want green eggs and ham?
He
Well, he destroyed
slighted
it
those
with-
green eggs and ham,
He did not want them, Hephaestus.
but he slept with Sam.
Fucking Zeus.
Fucking Zeus, you horn dog.
Oh, no, we do not have a badger profile that I can see, sadly. So I guess they're on the large dog profile.
I do not like green eggs and ham, but I will fuck them, Sam, I am.
Wonder
damn it.
dog.
Zeus, get your dick out of literally everything.
Yo, where's your dick in my breakfast?
Just gently part the porridge in it. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't actually have an appropriate profile for badgers, so I guess...
Fair, I can do most of the tracking because I have a loss of survival. Would this be perception survival by any
Yes,
chance?
it would be perception survival, you little
Huzzah!
silly son of a bitch. Difficulty
Smarter.
difficulty 5.
How do you even title this episode, Ewan?
Hmm?
There was a lot of badgers, there was that one bit about Zeus's cock, there's Jesus fucking exercising a horde
Zeus's
of
cock.
pigs.
Look, it's okay. Ain't no one listening to these except hypothetically us.
Oh, true.
Even then, that's only if I remember to edit them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So,
I am Idris. I speak for the trees and also the badgers.
he says for the second time as he wanders out into the marshy wetlands surrounding mould, which
I think
only
Idris is
partially
losing
give it its distinctive stench. Very rapidly, the elderly druid stumbles upon his first clue. A large, mostly circular depression in the terrain. At this point, filled with brackish water. And a smaller set of human footprints, perhaps 2. Fucking 6 successes, yes. 2 to 3 sets of human footprints running between them.
2.5 people been here.
God damn it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have stumbled upon the trail. It does, however, lead you rapidly out of sight of Mold. 1 sec, because we probably need like a party token if you're all just meandering around at the same time. Whitey, what is your favourite generic D&D character class?
Cleric.
Cleric. You get Scotty Dog.
Yes, the best dog.
Oh, but you could have just used Bert as a tracker.
Yeah, but Bert's your character, so if we ever leave you somewhere, then...
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I should probably make him controllable by everyone. I have tentatively named you Team Badger. Go away, background motorbike.
I deduce from this hole in the ground, and also the footprints, that Ethin and Gethin are probably up to some unholy shit.
Now, you don't go by besmirching the good name of Ethin and Gethin. They
Why
might
would
have
you
died
care?
a terrible and profitable death, but they were my friends.
They were your victims, mate.
We looked upon him as almost an adopted father. Almost.
But not quite.
As you proceed out into the marshy wastes, the fog seems to close in all around you. Thick, cloying, oppressive. The stench almost overwhelming the natural pong of badgers that hangs around Idris at almost all times. And indeed the wafting of stale beer from old Cobb's beard. The trail is quite easy to follow. You've been at it for perhaps 10-15 minutes before you come upon the first corpse. Whether it's Heffin or Geffin is indeterminate, as its entire upper torso, face included, has been thoroughly crushed.
Gethin or Gethin?
Are there any identifying marks that we should be looking out for on these people? Or, I mean, you
No,
live with the
no.
fuckers.
No, they didn't have many distinguishing features. Amazing, because they're not even identical twins, triplets.
And
Right, I'll take your word for it.
They were incredibly average.
Callum, if you'd like to remove 1 dot of retainers.
1 hour in.
I mean, you sent them to die.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's entirely on you.
also true. Do I remove Heffin or Gethin?
It's a good question.
Oh, well, let me keep looking. I might find
50-50,
the other one.
mate.
Yeah,
Coin flip.
I would say keep both, but put a big all caps "or" between the two of them.
I was just putting question marks.
Oh,
But yeah,
that also
or works. Heffin or question mark. There we go.
Leaving the corpse, as none of you are priests, none of you can give it the last sacrament. I also think the body is probably somewhat cold by this point. Plus, it has no face, which doesn't help. Which also means
Can't get
you've
into heaven
condemned
without a
them to-
face.
Sorry?
You can't get into heaven without a face.
Well, he's got no forehead to put the sacrament on, and none of you are priests, and the body's cold, which means not only have you killed him, you've condemned him to limbo for all time.
I mean, I could always deal with him in the old way.
And
Burn him and scour his ashes.
You and your fucking old way, you stay away from Heffin and or Gethin's body.
bear in mind as
Yeah, how
well,
bloody dare you?
what year did
Or
we say
treat
it
him
was?
with respect
Sorry,
and leave him where he is.
So it's 931, yeah, which means millenarianism is at its almost at its apogee. Everyone's pretty convinced the world is going to end in 69 years for the millennium,
Oh, I remember that feeling.
which means you. Oh, yeah, they had the exact same thing. Which means you, except less computers. Which
All of
means
our computers are going to run out when it reaches the year 1000.
Y1K.
which means you have
Less than you hope, but more than you expect.
You have condemned either Hethin or Gethin to limbo less than a century, eternal limbo less than a century before all the faithful are supposed to go to heaven anyway.
Fine.
Oh, he was going to live 69 years anyway. He barely had 20 left in him.
Exactly.
What was he? 20?
Obviously, like
Prime of his life,
Yeah,
22.
he had a hard life.
Did
Passing me drinks.
parents died young whilst out on an errand for some family friend or other.
Well, I wonder who that was.
Well, no one really knows. They seem to just disappear that night.
Yeah. There was a mix-up with the will. Unfortunately, they went to the sons instead of the proper recipient.
Is he basically just Callum? Are you basically West Country, that guy from series of
Count Olaf.
Olaf.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm West Country Count Olaf.
I've heard legends of a sugar bowl. What sugar is, I don't know, but I want it.
Yes, I really like this portrayal now.
and your old Cobb is slash Olaf has sent the orphans to their death by fighting a dragon. And by the time we get there, they would have killed the dragon and have found some way of revealing your true identity.
But she killed the dragon with her left hand, and so it weren't legal.
This implies that all of Callum's other backup characters are simply old Cobb in varying disguises.
I love this idea.
Oh my god!
He's got 9 lives.
Why didn't I give him like maximum alternate identity?
You've got 9 lives. I will say, if you want to just come back and pretend to be a different person each time. Sanctity of Merits,
Christ.
actually, to be fair, we have killed off your backgrounds quite quickly. You can refresh these as alternate identities if you wish.
Oh, I'll strongly consider it.
I love this idea so much. This party is just getting more and more ridiculous.
It's not long after that before you find the other one. A corpse thoroughly mashed, and next to it, lying bloody, bruised, broken, but not quite yet dead, Lanfafethin. If you'd like to deduct the remaining 2 points of contact, Callum.
Wow.
Retain receiver. Again, wouldn't have happened. You did send them off into the Devil Mist
Fine.
to kill a dragon.
You
on your
literally said it
behalf.
was a win-win scenario.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's nice. Can I gain a point of what is it? The house one. Can I get a point of property?
Sure, a point of domain as
Yes.
you as you mentally rewrite their will to.
Oh no, Count Olaf actually killed the orphans.
Yeah, let me consult their solicitor. Right, okay, we're all good.
God damn it! On the ground, Lanfafethin coughs her last. You. She reaches a bony finger towards old Cobb. You did this to us. You sent us out here to die.
Well, technically,
He
I
sent you out here to find the dragon, did you? I can't tell.
Die
Fair,
is a
he
strong
didn't
word.
send you out, you ran out on your own.
That's
Exactly.
also quite true.
Die is a strong word. I sent you out, knowing you might die, and probably would die.
But not to die, that was not your assigned task.
That ain't murder.
Curse on you if I have to rip myself out of hell.
Can I just like put a boot in, kind of?
Wow, okay, I'm taking a step back
You
from
lose
that
a
one.
point of humanity, but
Whoa.
otherwise, yes. You place a boot on the dying woman's face and gently press.
Let's not.
That is grim as an image.
Let's-
Just
let's
slowly
not-
pressing
I mean,
her into
I'm-
the mulch.
I live in the woods with the badgers, and even I think that was fucking harsh.
Let's not be hasty with this talk of curses now. Off to.
I
Heaven
thought you were a
would
good
use-
God-fearing
Yes.
man.
Go on. Fly away, little one.
That looked like a murder to me.
There's a sickening wet crunch. Unfortunately, the only lawyer who you could hire to prosecute him is, in fact, old Cobb.
Once again, I'll consult that with her solicitor. Do I
Well,
even have humanity on this sheet? Where is it?
unless God
Yeah.
is your
It's down the
solicitor,
bottom.
It's your conviction. Your starting is your conviction plus your self-control.
Yes, sorry, it would have been Path, I think.
God sees all is all I'm
right.
saying.
Well,
We're
we
going
have
to
the
struggle to get into the pearly gates in 69 years.
Sorry, just a second. It's conscience plus self-control. Benji, why the hell do you have conviction?
Sorry, I'm so used to playing characters with conviction.
Oh, that should be 7. Okay, but now it's down to 6. Okay, that's more in line with old Cobb's values.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying, Whitey.
Oh, I was just saying that God sees all, blah, 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 theology. He's going to hell.
I mean, yeah, that was murder. It's literally number 1 on the list.
You're going to see it. You're going to see an eternity with Sinful John.
It weren't murder, it were just express death.
That is literally the
I'm
definition
not
of
sure-
murder. Fast-tracked death by your hands. Or feet.
In the mists, Something
So
stirs.
I was proposed.
You all three of you get the feeling that you're not alone out here.
John,
Oi,
that you?
why would it be John?
It's always
Really,
John.
do you need me answering that question? Is it
Okay.
John? Of course, it might well be John.
Perception,
why would it be John?
now, He'll be here
perception
yesterday.
alertness from someone, please. Difficulty 9.
What
Sorry,
were you
what was
after?
Perception alertness, difficulty 9.
Give me a second.
I do have a lot of both, so don't go hasty now. I told you not to go hasty now!
0 successes. Yeah, the three of you look around, but you
No,
can
hang on, I
see-
didn't actually roll. My thing
well, it was only one person got to roll, and Whitey rolled.
for God's sake.
I'm not power gaming this, Callum. Don't you fucking try me.
Bert
Who
calls
doesn't, it's
out.
not about who has the most.
Bert calls out to Sinful John.
For Jeff. Shit!
His brother who
multiplying.
died.
But there's no reply.
But yeah, but John doesn't reply to anyone. He just kind of stares.
Yeah, no, but you know the sound of his, eye blink, which is his equivalent of an enthusiastic, yes, Papa.
The wet blink as the eyelids shut.
He has the single moistest blink of any person you've ever
Oh,
met.
God.
You're talking
It
like
wouldn't be
Margaret
so bad.
from fucking...
It wouldn't be so bad, but he blinks slightly asynchronously, and that itself is just off-putting.
Yep. That's a given.
So for the
Also,
record,
he's on
Callum,
the map now.
that was a level 4 sin, impassioned violation of another.
Sorry, which was? What, my
Your murder.
Yeah, your murder of her to get her to not curse you.
It was self-defense.
For what? A curse you don't believe is real?
I don't know if he doesn't believe it.
I do believe it's real.
Yeah.
I've got...
I think your god has a very object words on whether or not there is witchcraft or not.
That's very true, actually.
I've had enough people yelling and throwing dung at me in the street screaming how I'm not a witch and therefore I'm going to hell.
Because I don't put much stock in witchcraft doesn't mean that I'm not gonna, play my chances,
Yeah.
play both fields just in case.
Pretty sure your god ate fucking murder more.
It's like the whole...
How many
I can't
dots
remember
in theology
what
do you
form of
have?
agnosticism is it?
How many
Me,
dots
I
in
have
theology? No, sorry, old Cobb.
Oh, in theology, I've got 2.
Okay, so you actually are somewhat educated in a lot of this stuff. But you do also, I think, have some points in half. Yeah, you've also got 3 points in half wisdom, so officially curses absolutely aren't a thing, but yeah, hedging your bets. You hear a wet squelch, and the air pressure seems to shift dramatically, but not familiarly, behind your left elbow as it almost invariably is when Sinful John's about. No, this is a nearby shape moving at speed, as something rushes away from up towards the slippery terrain of Huel's Bluff.
There it goes! I'd like to put the badger down. Right, Lord Brocktree, get after it. A hunt, boys, a hunt!
Leadership, charisma, difficulty 8, but your specialty in badgers from Animal Ken still applies.
What does a specialty do? Does it give you an extra dice? Or?
Exploding
it means-
10s.
Yeah, not exploding, it means your 10s count for 2.
Pa!
With 1 success, what was it, Lord Brockworth?
Lord Brocktree.
Lord Brocktree. I was like, let me make a note of that. Lord Brocktree. Fine quality badger. He's not even fine, he's just got a slightly fancier name. Lord Brocktree, as he's placed on the ground, having apparently been riding your shoulder this entire time. An entirely macabre thing, as he looks like nothing so much as a living fur. Looks up at you. You scream sicken. He looks into the retreating mists. Looks back at you, unsure. You gesticulate harder. And the somewhat intimidated badger, reluctantly, begins to rush off after the shape.
I'd like to run after him to make sure he stays in... This is my tracking badger. My hunting badger. He tracks it, I kill it.
Okay. I don't think you should have to do athletics to keep up with a tracking badger. It seems like that would be half of the thing. What are the other two doing?
Wiping my boot.
It's a bit
Keeping
of
my
peasant
distance from
nose.
Olaf.
Sorry, what was that, Whitey?
Keeping my distance from Olaf.
There, you ever written a will before? Who's
can't
your
write-
will? Who's your will?
No one here can
incorporated with?
read or write.
You've gone off running.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the two of them, alone in the mists, swirling closer and closer.
I'm just going to edge in the
sees.
direction of Idris. I'm gonna
I've
engage
set
him
off running.
About my will. I don't trust the man.
You
Leaving-
really should,
leaving old Cobb alone.
You'll not orphan me.
I know a good solicitor.
I'm fucking running for it. Fuck this guy.
You are sus as all fuck.
There's a traitor among us.
I feel
It'll
you
take a
there.
fucking 90 minutes. Less.
I mean, it was the murder that really sealed the deal.
Oh, murder.
Murder,
Alright, well,
murder.
I guess I'll traipse after them.
Maybe you did it, given you're such a big fan of murder.
So in front, we have Idris Furch Idris, chasing after his tracking badger. It knows to go fast enough that it keeps up with the quarry, but slow enough, and checking behind itself intermittently to make sure that its master can follow it. Lord Brocktree speeds off into the marsh, and thence to the... I should move your token, actually. To the very edges of Huel's Bluff. The terrain here is legendarily difficult to traverse. It's slippery. It alternates between overly wet, moist grass and disgustingly muddy. Despite being no true mountain, the hills change altitude drastically and suddenly, and the land goes from gently sloping to utterly craggy at the drop of a hat. Its almost perennial mists certainly do not help. There's your sheet. Idris Furch Idris. I will take Survival Dexterity, difficulty 8, please. Tension.
That's... Okay, because this is a tracking activity involving badgers, and my survival's woodcutting rather than badgers.
Yeah, and this is not... Tracking your badger is fine. This is for the terrain itself.
I mean, I still pass, but, you know.
Yeah. So that's -1, 0, 1, 2. 2 successes. Yeah, no, the terrain here is extremely difficult, and for an elderly man such as yourself, you almost slip and brain yourself far too often. But you're also a practiced hunter, and you're able to keep pace with the speeding badger in front of you. The dragon does not fare so well. And you hear an almighty, high-pitched, and yet oddly bassy scream as it trips and slips down a slope. The fog still conceals it, but you find yourself, within seconds, at the top of its slide down the hill.
Can I get any kind of look at it, or is it still concealed by the mist?
It is utterly concealed by the mist, but you can see the track it's ploughed through the mud now. Not just its footprints, but the actual size of its body.
So how close are the people behind me?
I don't think you're paying close attention to them, I'm afraid. There was a bit of a delay as well, where they were, like, slowly edging towards murder.
I presume Lord Brocktree is just at my heels as we stand atop the...
Yeah,
the
Lord
ravine
Brocktree has
slip.
encountered the difficult terrain and is just noping going down that by himself. He's not trained to go out into dangerous situations and
It's alright,
lobbing himself
but
into a
whilst I turn up behind him, I'd just like to offer a hand down and can he hop back up on my shoulder?
You know how big a badger is, right? You can have him on your shoulder. We've apparently established that you're capable of hauling up to 2 fully grown badgers at any one time, but fuck me, you are a spindly, elderly man with an animal the size of a Labrador, but shorter legs, wound around your neck.
Coiled around. I mean, I won't run with him, but just while it's for footing.
God damn it.
I'm good to my animals.
You could do like a fireman's lift over your shoulder.
That's the point.
You can have him either way. It's just, it is an extremely large animal to be hauling around like that. Especially one which is not only capable of walking it by itself, but which is explicitly trained for hunting over long distances.
I know, it's just you said the ground wasn't even, so I was just like, quickly pop him on my shoulder.
At any rate, the size of this beast is perhaps a decent-sized tree.
Oi, you down there, dragon! Come out now, and I won't kill you.
You know what? I'm afraid I actually very much need the toilet, so I will be right back. But the other two skid up to you within a couple of moments. Talk amongst yourselves.
It's there. We've got the fucker.
Alright. We'll go in waves. You two are in the first wave.
Like that, we're all going together, or none of us are going at all.
You raised a good point.
Right, have you got those bows that you've so kindly bought from my shithead of a son?
What?
I've had my bow since longer than that.
Good-o. Please tell me you brought some actual arrows for it.
Of course I did.
I ain't got a bow.
I've got a longbow.
Can't even shoot with a bow. I've got people who do that for me.
What,
Did.
what do you bring to this whole hunting situation, then?
Well, I brought you two. And Hethin, Gethin, and Clanfairfeckin.
So that's
The
nothing.
goodwill of a
and-
town.
Right. God, I hate you, Cobb.
I bring motivation.
Oh,
Right, what I heard was distraction.
What?
Do you agree, Bert?
I do. There's an extra
Exactly.
pair of hands to wave around.
Look, this ain't a
Exactly.
democracy. I ain't even heard of the word.
I've just realised my cadence is slowly edging towards Dr. Zoidberg as well.
so,
Interesting characters to emulate.
yeah.
It is, isn't it?
I don't know what the Yiddish tradition in 10th century Wales is particularly like.
Probably a couple of them.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
no.
I've been
It
watching
just-
a lot of Futurama recently, but Alice and I are slowly working our way through episode 1, and yeah, just that extra hands to wave around line is very much a Dr. Zoidberg style cadence.
What the fuck did I miss?
Right. So that'll just be decided then. Old Cobb has selflessly decided to go in at the front, and then the rest of us will flank around and deliver the finishing blow.
I presume this is the two of you shoving old Cobb down the mudslidey hill.
Yes.
Callum, you look like you're processing your
I-
return statement to this.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose it'll just be more of a, alright, but my name gets to go first!
Okay. This has gone a lot more on track than I was expecting it to.
Really? I thought we'd dallied quite a lot.
Oh, you dallied like fuck, but I wasn't expecting you to catch up. I forgot Benji mains survival in fucking every system ever.
Skill to have.
Sorry?
So it's a good skill to have.
It is a very useful skill to have, if only because you would always forget that I do it, and thinks, no one takes survival.
I feel like it's a rock, paper, scissors weakness. I'm evidently too predictable. And the worst bit is I'll forget by the next time we do a campaign. Haha!
I think it's
No one
the
takes
whole
survival.
fact for so long in Dark Heresy, no one ever took it. Because it was looked upon as a useless skill, so it's just like, aha, survival checks, I'm going to make this hard. And then there's like, I think you'll find I have survival.
Scree. So, before we actually go over to Old Cobb for description, what is part 2 of the plan? What is he distracting from?
Well, while he goes down first, and while it's busy eating him to death, we're going to snick up in it with my axe and Whitey's bow. Or should I say Bert's bow?
Okay. Well, let's see how well your descent down the hillside silently goes. I will take... Is athletics or stealth more appropriate? I think probably athletics, because the fog is going to conceal the shit out of you. Even smell.
Doesn't matter either way, I'm shit.
No, you're getting... they just shoved you down the muddy hill, but for the other two.
Oh, I see.
Because you're supposed to be heard, you're the distraction, apparently. That's their way of telling you, we're going to feed you to the dragon, so that you go to hell as quickly as possible. You murderous Olaf-type figure.
We still on that?
Yes.
Stop
We ain't going to forget it, are we?
God. Get a new song.
Yes, so I think probably athletics over stealth because it's the challenge of the terrain that's more difficult here. So I will take athletics over dex from either Whitey or Benji. Difficulty 7. Difficult terrain, but it's easy to hide yourself in.
Surely we both need to take it. So here we go.
That is a 2 degrees of success.
Fair. Usually with this type of thing, I tend to give it to one person, and it means that specializing in a skill allows you to contribute to the party generally, rather than
okay.
not all of you have stealth, therefore stealth is no longer on the table, because only one person can do it. And that would be terrible gameplay.
Fair enough.
Sorry, how many successes did you say that was, Benji?
2.
2 successes. Okay, so, Granddaddy Idris, leading a fairly reluctant Bert by the hand, still clutching his longbow, which I suppose you did have time to string, to be fair, as you spent an hour talking, leads him down a little ways along the bluff, or this part of the bluff, and then sliding gently down the grass. You make it to the bottom, and orientating yourself, roughly know the area you need to head in, probably to your immediate right or so. Perhaps... God, I don't want to use yards, but they're more period appropriate. Fuck it, we're doing metric anyway. Perhaps 10, 15 meters on. Meanwhile, some seconds in the past, Old Cobb, you've been shunted down the side of a muddy hill through this giant mudslide, which is apparently where a dragon just tripped up, and you're being delivered straight to its waiting belly. Admittedly, the outside of its belly, but still.
Yep.
That is more or less what happens. You slide down the hill, tumbling head over heels like a wheel of cheese in a near-ish, somewhat festival.
That hasn't yet been invented.
I've heard of them cheese rollers.
It is of questionable historical veracity. May potentially have been going this early. Almost certainly wasn't, but it has more arguments for it than many things.
Back when those damn whey rollers and those curd rollers.
The great whey curd
The great whey curd roll fight.
See, I can see from where he's faced that he's looking up the history of the cheese rolling right this second.
First written evidence was 1826.
Yeah, it was only a couple of years out.
I see. Also, written evidence.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah,
The
nothing was
ceremony
written
originally
before
took place-
1826.
Took place each Whit Monday before it was later moved to Spring Bank Holiday. Two possible origins of the proposed ceremony. First said it evolved from a requirement for maintaining grazing rights on the common. Second proposal was pagan origins for the custom of rolling objects down the hill. Thought that bundles of burning brushwood rolled down the hill to represent the birth of the new year after winter. Connected with this belief is the traditional scattering of buns, biscuits, and sweets at the top of the hill by the master of ceremonies. This is said to be a fertility rite to encourage the fruits of harvest.
We tried rolling many things down the hill. The burning brushwood was particularly...
Which, if you accept the admittedly tenuous pagan suggestion, when's Christianization of England? Like 6th century, 7th century,
Depends.
600s.
Bits of it take longer. Gloucestershire,
the re-Christianization.
sort of 6th century.
No, because the Saxons don't get here until around.
No, Saxons are here at the
Yeah,
end
the
of the 5th.
Yeah, no, they're here by. Anywho, point being, so that would place it at least a few centuries before our current start date. So your cheese rolling can take place anywhere between the Industrial Revolution and the Saxon migration.
We eventually we settled on cheese.
Should we just find out what this dragon is?
We're having an intellectual discussion about the cheese rolling. This is one of the great instances of
At first we tried Roquefort, and then Camembert. Neither worked very well.
And the legendary
Swiss
half Gloucester of yore.
Swiss kept getting stuck on rocks or due to all the holes.
Tried throwing a mozzarella once, and it bounced off the fucking hill again.
That'll be terrifying. Cheese rolling. The roll strikes back. The wheel. Old Cobb, you slam into something meaty, leathery, and wet. A sickly, colourless hide. It's twitching, moaning, a low guttural moan. Around you, stumpy, thick legs. Kick. Each of them as wide across as the average tree stump. No serpentine neck comes to eat you. But the thing definitely felt your presence. What do?
I kind of backpedal away a few steps and, right then. You, not quite a dragon thing. No, I may not look it, but I am a mighty warrior, so you might just, do well to keep your distance.
The dragon roars. I will take a courage check, difficulty 8, please.
A mighty warrior.
Mighty. More truth to it than you know.
Hello, my name's Old Cobb. I've murdered many people, don't think I... Oh my fucking god, that is one
Killed
success.
before.
Old Cobb holds his nerve. He's murdered many people quietly, and he doesn't see this dragon's friends or family around either.
I'm a big
Maybe he'll be
name
able
in
to
town,
steal
you
its
know.
stuff.
I've got many friends in high places. And I've got many enemies in low places.
Always been a fan of attics, says Old Cobb.
Yep.
Hills. Small readouts.
And I've got several orphans in lower places.
And so Old Cobb engages the dragon in a contest of wills. intimidating it with his words and bragging, trying to keep the beast occupied that his comrades might sneak up on it from the side. Bert and Granddaddy Idris, you're advancing through the fog. I will take a courage check as a piercing, high-pitched and yet oddly bassy roar rips through your eardrums. Difficulty 8.
Oh, what check? Sorry, courage.
Courage.
I spend a willpower to get a
You
success,
can
please.
indeed.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes from Granddaddy Idris and a single success from Birch. The two of you look at each other, steel your eyes, double-check that Sinful John is nowhere nearby, and then advance to face this ultimate manifestation of, well, the devil from Bert's point of view, and the old ways. The thirsting ones from Granddaddy Idris's.
First ones left their mark upon this land.
Thirsting.
They shall return. I said first, but sure.
No, that's correcting you. The local variant of the Old Faith. And specifically, the place they're supposed to return is the Old Stones, formerly known as the Stones.
Rolling.
They don't roll. They stand. Explicitly. You step forwards through the mist. In front of you is a long, stretched face, not unlike a cow's. Horns protrude at odd angles, and a limp, boneless arm juts out from its face. 2 great flaps of torn skin, bloodless, whip around either sides of its head, and overly intelligent eyes fix on you.
Black fur, white stripe.
No. It is actually furless.
As from this world I made you, Badger, I shall send you to the next.
Oh, right, badgers, yes.
How could you forget?
Forgotten. Forgotten, suppressed, forgotten. Your clever ambush has been slightly foiled by the beast being on its side, and unfortunately, you've come up directly facing it. It's more or less making eye contact with you. You can hear nearby the sounds of old Cobb engaging the beast in intellectual debate, actually giving it a fairly good verbal thrashing, going over its negative virtues and its lack of legal prudence. What do?
Well, I've got me this here axe, and I see me as Satan, or in my case, religious,
Satan
semi-culturally religious analog.
Okay, so you're going to charge the dragon,
Gonna charge the dragon.
even with its skull horns. Alright,
I mean,
I will take Dex Melee. It's a huge target, so...
this thing is massive,
Yeah, I'll...
and it's the size of wood. Do I get wood cutting because I'm using an axe?
wood cutting, but I will lower the difficulty from 6 to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 degrees of success.
Oh wait, hang on, I need to check something real quick. Nope, damn. Sorry, I just had to set up a thing for the dragon real quick. 4... did you say 4 successes?
Yes.
Okay. And then, do you know what damage your axe does by any chance?
No, I don't.
Cool. Let's whip out Dark Ages Companion real quick. Whitey, what are you up to?
Hefting my bow.
How many dots in archery do you have out of interest?
4.
Okay, so you're a proper Welsh longbowman, one of the...
Oh, yeah.
Probably not at 4 dots, not 5. So, but then 5 is the, natural human limit, whereas 4 is just generally. So you're one of the, 1 arrow every 3 seconds guys.
Yeah, I've been raised as levy 3 times.
That's quite a lot, actually. You're something of a seasoned veteran, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I would have been
Left
raised
onward.
too, except no one wanted to bunk with me.
Neither our lords. Been
Left
raised too
the
long.
farm with John. No, not a single pig stolen.
Terrifying.
Would you believe it?
I would, actually.
In fact, there were more.
Okay, so I guess we're going to count this as... I mean, it's a two-handed battle axe, but it is a wood axe rather than a battle axe, so we'll knock 1 off the damage. So it does strength plus 1. And
4.
Sorry?
That's 4.
Cool. Wait, what's your strength at?
3.
Cool. Because it requires a minimum of 3 strength to use such a thing effectively. And it would be tragic if you were a woodcutter who'd grown too old to cut wood and now had to
No,
fall
I
back
specifically specifically made my character more physically adept because obviously he's a woodcutter.
I mean, this is fair.
He can't read, but he can cut wood.
Cool, so that's 4 plus your successes, 8, reduced by stamina, which I just need to double check real quick.
Can't read, but he can make books.
Sorry.
Before, do I do 2 damage to this thing? Because,
Yeah, you chop into it with your... No, Control S, what the fuck am I doing? You chop into it with your axe, and you do go through the hide, but not massively, as you rush forwards and bring your weapon down on one of its protruding, stumpy, and yet huge feet. The dragon roars in pain again. Can I have... God, what is it? Archery? Archery dex from Bert, please. Diff 4 again. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that is all possible successes. That it is possible to possible. Do we have ranged weapons? Yes, we do. And they don't have longbows. What? Why would you make a 13th century weapons list of ranged weapons and not include fucking longbows? You've got rocks on here. I'm so mad.
I mean, to be fair, rocks are fairly universal as a weapon.
Yeah, but they've got whatever the hell a hurl bat is. But the longbow...
Presumably it's a bat that you hurl.
I'll say hurl bat.
Cousin of the hurl.
No,
magic.
it's not actually. It's a throwing axe.
Yeah, so you still hurl it, just because they call it a bat rather than an axe like idiots doesn't mean you don't hurl it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not self-explanatory. I'm saying it's obscure.
No, Bert, you cannot walk that back.
Like,
You can't just go, oh, and by bat, I totally meant axe.
Just because they call it the wrong thing doesn't mean it's not what it is.
what is your point here? That you want more obscure weapons rather than longbows? You're
I mean,
basically
surely your longbow
French
is just
at
a
this
bow
point.
that does more damage.
You're just French. It's also significantly faster. And ludicrous strength requirements.
Depending on the bow.
No, a traditional English/Welsh longbow, you literally cannot fire effectively.
No,
unless
I
you've been
wasn't.
trained from birth.
I didn't mean that. I meant the fire's faster. Depends on the bow.
Again, no. Like, legendarily, longbow fires
No.
some of...
The longbow men can fire them that fast. The bow is immaterial in the how fast you. It's the man
the
fires
bow's
it
not
that
immaterial.
fast.
It's part of the heritage and techniques involved. You can't say like a compound bow doesn't fire. A compound bow doesn't fire particularly fast. It's the people firing the bow. Yeah, that's part and parcel. Whatever. The point is we don't have a longbow, so I'm just going to call it 2 lethal. Plus 7 successes is 9, I believe. So the first bow shot there goes significantly deeper, the arrow embedding itself in the dragon's flesh. He says, calculating. Yes. Yeah, the arrow embedding itself thoroughly in the dragon's flesh. Old Cobb, you're currently next to the dragon's belly, bravely berating the beast, when you hear the sounds of battle, hewing flesh, charging and screaming nearby, and the legs surrounding you begin to kick. I will take athletics, dexterity, difficulty 7, please,
Okay.
to avoid being cripplingly hit. That is 2 successes. You throw yourself backwards, just in time not to be brained.
Self-preservation.
I won't become a new Sinful John.
You're not getting in my skull, Davil. Davil?
Davil.
I said Davil, and then I spelt dragon, Dragno. Well, guess that's what we're calling it now.
Damn dragon. Davenal.
Davenal the Dragno. Hold on a sec, let me just edit that sheet real quick.
As old Cobb screams from the other side of the damn thing that he's given it a name.
I'm a pretty big deal, you know.
The beast kicks and shudders and tries to right itself. With an almighty roar, it hauls itself to its feet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Granddaddy Idris, I believe you just embedded your axe in one of its shoulders.
Yes.
I will take a strength athletics test, difficulty 7, to pull your axe free before you're hauled up with it. Tension, tension, tension.
Will fail.
Simple failure. Unfortunately, as the beast hauls itself up, you are hauled up too, your axe embedded far too thoroughly into its shoulder blade. Pulling it free seems to be something of a lost cause, but at current you are still clinging to the woodsman's handle.
Ain't stealing my axe, you feckin' dragon.
I think we're just doing a vague initiative order at this point. So first up, Granddaddy Idris, what do? You're currently swinging from the dragon's shoulder.
Have I got any other weapons? I don't know if I do.
Maybe a knife or something.
Get up on the Hydra's back!
I don't know where that's from. Is it
Hercules.
Hercules, yeah. No hydras in this channel. It doesn't work out well.
No Hydras. But yes, I'd like to, if I can, try and climb up its back and try and aim for the eyes.
That's going to be a very difficult roll. Do we have
Or I
acrobatics?
could just climb up on its back and start stabbing. That would also work.
I mean, it's still going to be quite a difficult roll. I will take... Why am I looking at old Cobb? That's not the right character. I will take Dex Athletics difficulty 8, please.
I'm going to spend a willpower. Not that I needed to, apparently.
That's 4 successes.
As the old man clings on to the demon beast.
The near-naked druid hauls himself onto the dragon's back, onto the Dragno's back, and drawing his knife begins setting about, stabbing it repeatedly, trying to find a weak spot. The hide is tough and leathery, fairly unyielding to your knife, and even where it does get through, it's not doing a huge amount of damage. Nevertheless, you have successfully mounted the dragon. Next
My
up,
ancestors would be proud. My ancestors are smiling on me, dragon. Can yours say the same?
roar, says the
I
dragon.
thought not. Stab, stab, stab.
Bert, what do?
Longbow. Again.
Okay, same difficulty.
The 2 extras.
So
I don't know what my
that's,
difficulty was for.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait.
Wait, it's more than 6. You actually have a specialty in longbows and 2 10s. That is 8.
Yes.
Fuck me, how many did we say? It was 8 plus 10, 2 lethal. So, yeah, you pull out another bow, and with the strength that comes from a lifetime spent training and 3 tours of duty with your lord, Jesus fucking Christ, Bert, swine farmer, and also White Death of Wales.
I didn't know you toured with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we exercised some pigs. How do you think my stock's so big?
And murdered the Soviets.
It's true. I did
Might be a
murder
decent
the
way
damn
to have got
Soviets.
pigs, actually, if you've been out raiding with the Jarl, and the loot you always try to claim is more pigs for the herd.
Well,
Hey,
the Jarl's
like-
not going to complain.
I've carried these back from Anatolia.
Yeah, this here's a Turkish pig.
Here, we've got the Gloucester old spot. Turkish young
no, that
spot.
doesn't make sense. Why would unless you're raising it as a pig, it's not a pig. It's not unless you're raising it as a pet. It's not going to be halal.
I've had this pig since Red Bank.
God damn it!
I mean,
It's not halal because it was a
there
pet once.
are Christians in Turkey at this point.
That's true.
Mostly because at this point, Turkey has not fallen to the Turks.
It's also true. It's 10th century, but I'm pretty sure it's you can keep a pig as a pet, and that's halal because you're not eating it or
Yeah.
making anything out
It's,
of it.
halal is
Nice.
eating something that is killed a particular way and is also not pork. right?
Pigs are also unclean.
Yeah, but exactly
Yeah,
that.
and I said,
Pigs are
and is
insects,
also not pig, so a pig can never be halal regardless.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in
So it wouldn't be
Islamic
halal.
Turkey,
It would have nothing to do with being halal.
well, exactly. So you wouldn't capture mostly, I would assume, an Islamic Turkish pig because they wouldn't be keeping pigs by and large.
Yeah.
Outside of exceptional pets and people who aren't that fussed, which is always more than you'd imagine, but still.
Yeah, true.
Oh, but don't you know? Some person on the internet said that they're all crazy Muslims. Everyone in that area of the world is a crazy Muslim who obeys all the laws 100%.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but what's the internet?
it's when you get two fish. Sorry, it's when you get two fishing nets tangled up, and
Right, yeah.
then you
yes.
get needlessly crazy irate people just making up weird shit, putting it in the nets. Oh dear. Right. Okay. So that is a net of 10 successes plus your 8 successes plus your 2 lethal for a net of 10. Reduced by stamina. God, I really hope no one lip reads me because it would spoil all of the hidden stats as I mouth them clearly towards the webcam.
It's okay, we're all idiots.
Your arrow sinks deep into the beast's skull. It nevertheless roars its defiance, and all of a sudden the boneless limbs sticking out of its face whips and whirls, trying to grasp at Granddaddy Idris. Old Cobb, what do? You're actually clear of the fighting at this point, unless it topples sideways.
Yeah, that's true. Once again, survivor's instinct. Just kind of, I suppose I should get some sort of hit in. You know, make the tail of it legitimate. I'd like to go in and kind of whack it in the ankle with my stick.
Marching towards the dragon, you attempt to get a heavy thwack in with your stick. Do I have club rules in here?
Probably.
I'd hope so.
I've got maul. That's not really a maul, though, is it?
You can use the hurlbat.
Staff. Here, we're not using the fucking hurlbat. Here we go, it's a staff. Cool, okay. Melee dex.
Alright.
Diff 4, I think we were doing. I suppose Diff 5 now, because it's not on its side anymore.
Okay.
That is
Yeah,
one
alright.
success. Cool, simplified combat rules. So what's your strength?
1.
You do strength plus 2 bashing damage, plus your successes. So there's a net of 4 bashing damage. You thwack at the Dragnow's side, but it seems to pay you no mind, concerned entirely with the person on its back egregiously stabbing at its spine. Top of the turn order, Granddaddy Idris, what do?
I'm gonna keep stabbing.
Alright, let me find my fucking knife rules. Yeah. Cool, they do exactly strength damage. Alright. Melee... Dex melee. Diff 5. I know it's big, but it is trying to throw you off, and that is worth only the -1 difficulty mod. Net
3.
of 2 successes.
2, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have exploding because I'm not wood cutting.
Cool. What is your strength?
3.
3. Okay, so you do strength plus 3, strength plus 3, strength plus 2. You can definitely see that it's bleeding, but you seem to mostly be irritating it. Dragnow's turn.
Yeah, scared the shit out of me. In your spooky door opens.
One sec. As it attempts to reach up and grab at you with its boneless arm. That is 1 success.
Can I attempt to dodge?
Yeah, I think we're just doing Dark Heresy dodges. You get 1 dodge action per turn. Dex Athletics, Diff 6. You only need 1 to nullify. I believe in you. You can do this. You absolutely do this, as with 4 successes, you easily duck Davil the Dragno. Next
Thank you, dragon.
screams the druid from atop the beast's back.
My ancestors are proud.
Didn't you say this thing was a messenger of your ancestors at the start of the session?
I said it could be.
You both.
Change your tune now that you've stabbed it 900 times. Bert, what do?
Well, at the moment, I'm watching Alice and her magic bottle of stain remover be very, very effective on our carpet. But short of that, I'll also fire my longbow.
Cool, same diff as before. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
5. -1, so 4.
Oh, but you've got the 10 counts for 2 is the thing.
Oh,
So-
is it? Do I pass on a 4, do I? I thought I passed on a 5.
Oh yeah, sorry, it did stand up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back down to 4. Yeah, you are correct. Cool, 4 and then... plus your 2 lethal. Oh god, why did I do combat? This was a bad idea.
It's fine. It'll give us a decent stop place.
Yeah. So you sink another arrow into the beast's face. It's now screaming and flailing, blood gushing from the wound in its shoulder, the multiple arrows embedded in its skull, giving it an extremely bad time, as is the angry druid, running around near naked, stabbing it, well I say running, crawling around, stabbing it in the back. Next up, Old Cobb. You're currently twatting the Dragno in the side. What do?
I'd like to continue twatting the dragon in the side.
The stick.
Excellent.
With my stick.
Same roll as before.
Excellent.
Dex melee, difficulty 5. Is net 1 success.
Yes.
Okay, so that means... Right, you continue to twat the Dragno from the side, and it continues to roundly ignore you.
Bragging rights.
Ha-ha! I'm helping! Ha-ha! Take that, fiend! Ha-ha! Third line.
Nobody could say I didn't.
Granddaddy Idris.
A veteran longbowman, a mad wild man with an axe, and a bloke with a stick.
A knife. I've lost the axe.
A duplicitous lawyer.
What do, Benji?
I'd like to keep stabbing it.
Cool, same rules before.
Okay, so that's
Dex melee diff 5.
Dex melee diff 5.
Oh,
That's
that's
a bit better.
many more successes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think I hit
6.
something.
Yeah, you hit something with that. And then, what's your strength? 3. So that's 6 plus 3. You crawl up towards the thing's skull, having stabbed the shit out of its spine. And no, bad, Ewan, why do I keep pressing Control S? Having stabbed the ever-loving crap out of its spine and deciding that you need to stab somewhere a little bit more personal and find a soft spot just behind the skull. Bringing your knife down, you drive it in, and the thing gives out an almost pitiful roar, the dragon swaying from side to side. It seems almost ended. Bert.
They don't like it up 'em.
Not Corporal Jones.
God damn it. Sorry, it's still kicking, yeah?
It is just about still kicking. That's 1, 2. One sec, right. I believe that time you fire into its face, and it continues to scream and kick. Which means it's time for another boneless roll against Granddaddy Idris.
So many successes.
I only worked it out to 5. Oh wait, no, whole sec. Yeah, fuck, sorry, it's to 5, isn't it? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, I stand corrected, it does not get to roll, which is a shame, because that was not a bad one, and I might have actually killed Benji. You get one final arrow, notched and loosed, and it flies directly into one of the beast's eyes, and into the soft grey matter behind. It teeters, and then starts to collapse. Callum, call me odds or evens.
Even.
Evens indeed. Collapses away from old Cobb.
Fucking knew that's gonna be it.
The beast topples into the mud. Slain in session 1.
Ah, so good.
Says it's the only one.
I've got
Yeah, we've
reserve
still got-
points, but
Gregville the Dragno.
Look, this is the Brothers Mold, right? So this is just episode 1 of us hunting devils.
Monster Hunters for hire by blackmail and food.
By appointment of the pissy mayor.
Ostensibly for hire.
It's one hell of a sign.
Are we just going to work through the entire back catalogue of the Brothers Grimm and just rename it the Brothers Mold?
What do?
Well, I've got to retrieve my axe.
Yeah,
You
you
take a trophy.
time
take trophies.
a speedy hop off of the beast's back, managing to land in the wet mud with only a fairly disgusting squelch. Pulling your axe free is a bit of a task, but you do get it out. The beast continues to give a death rattle, but it's just air escaping lungs. What trophies do you want to take? You've
I wanna
slain
take the
a
head.
dragon.
Well, I
The
want
head.
to have a proper look at this creature now, because we've been fighting it this whole time. I've not really been focused on its description, so I want to actually examine it.
Well, one thing you'll be able to tell quite easily then is that the head is significantly too large for any one person to haul. You'd need at least 2.
Fine, we've got 3.
Just
Okay.
twigged that fucking Idris had a badger on his shoulders that whole section.
Yeah,
Like some sort of. Oh, he had 2 badges on his shoulders.
No, he left
No,
the
I only
others.
have one.
I was just.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It's like a furry cape. Yeah, sorry. So proper description of the beast now that it is lying still and we can examine it. So I can
Lord
shoot the
Brocktree
arrow.
is an excellent boy who clung on.
It has pallid, colourless skin, soulful brown eyes, horns protruding from its face, 5 limbs, one of which is the aforementioned boneless arm, which was whacking at Idris, protruding.
Just imagining an
Ostensibly a tail?
inflatable tube man.
It's not an inflatable tube. For starters, they only have 2 limbs.
Is this ostensibly a tail you're describing? Is a
No,
boneless
as
arm?
you walk around the side, its tail is stumpy and vestigial. Only about the
Where's the
size of a
5th
dog's
limb
tail.
coming out of then?
Sorry?
Where's the 5th limb coming out of then?
Mostly
Face.
its skull, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
What does
has
Satan?
2 great flappy skin things around the skull, which you initially took to be wounds, but on closer inspection they don't seem especially bloodied. You have never seen anything like this in your entire peasant life. Badgers come in all strange shapes and sizes, but clearly this is their adult form. If allowed to
Makes a mental note to kill Lord Brocktree if he ever starts turning into this.
I'm just gonna rip out some of its teeth. Take it with me.
We're taking the head.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm not fucking carrying it. I did all the hard work.
I'll drag it with old Cobb, it's fine.
He says as he prizes the jaws open and begins pulling teeth out gruesomely.
Hey, they make great steaks.
Well.
How many teeth do you want, Bert?
Oh, just 2 would be fine, huh?
2. Add 2. It actually does not have pointed teeth. They're flat, like those of a cow.
So there's potentially herbivorous then.
Other than the...
I don't think so.
Hey, look now. I know my herbivorous creatures, having raised many a pig.
Friend, I don't know what the word herbivorous means, but I can tell you that thing bit 2 people's feckin' face off.
Herbivorous means the science of eating plants.
I can tell you.
What does nearly any of those words mean apart from plant?
Science is God's will. Eaten is eaten. And plants is plants.
Look, I've seen pigs eat more than one dead orphan. They can eat.
Okay, yeah, Cobb, I'm just gonna try and get you imprisoned.
There were no teeth marks on either of the bodies you found. They had been crushed to death.
Squashed, yeah. Yeah, this creature was herbivorous. He was non-predatory. Yeah, I bet if we look close enough, his eyes are pointing at fucking 80-degree angles from each other.
Right, now you're just talking straight.
With 180
is an angle.
Not 80 degree.
Oi, do you know math? Do you know math?
What the feck's an angle?
It's like the corner of a sty, right? That's a 15.
No, because that's the corner of a sty.
Yeah,
you
what's
can
a
really
quarter?
tell that one of you lives in a house that was constructed and the other one lives in a set that was burrowed. Oh, right, now that takes us to 2 points over the end. Whitey, if you'd like to add 2 dragon teeth to your inventory.
There is an inventory. Where is it? Oh.
I think it's a different tab.
Yeah, I'm just having a look through now. Partly backgrounds. Merciful spells, choice. Information.
Trying to find the bloody... How do I do reminders formatting nowadays? Reminders per session number. This is session number 6 of Minivamps. Okay, does anyone have any reminders they want set for next session?
Take the head.
Yeah, take the head. Me and Ben will carry it. I, by questionable rights, have gained the house of Gethin, Hethin, and Clanfairfeckin. Also, Gethin, Hethin, and Clanfairfeckin were brutally killed. One of them...
Not murdered, killed by a dragon.
Not murdered.
Died in the heroic line of duty.
On that note, could you remind me that I am the hero of this tale? I put in the work, I directed the warriors.
I put in the work, I directed the warriors as the man who hit the thing with a stick and did a total of 0 damage.
Put some effort in, you know.
To be fair, we don't know that he did 0 damage.
No, I can absolutely confirm he did 0 damage. He actually
we know
he
he did
at all, but yeah, yes. I can confirm he never even got close to doing damage to it. Not once.
It's fine. It all works out.
He did. The distraction worked. It was just bad luck that you came up on the wrong end. Although I suppose on the other end you would have just been stabbing it in the arse, which has a bad legacy in my games, actually.
It worked last time, didn't it?
That poor fucking Crutox.
Fatigued to death.
Oh, could
My
you also
rocket
remind us
propelled
that
anal penetrator round.
Sorry, Callum?
the mayor owes money and has threatened to execute us if we don't succeed?
Good thing we succeeded then.
Yeah.
Cool. And any other reminders?
Nope.
Fair. Whitey, have we had you in for a session since we've started doing reminders for the record?
No.
Cool. So these are like reminders for, I know it's self-explanatory, but yeah, they're reminders for next week because people forget and games happen and sometimes delays. So it's if you want anything noted down that you remember now that you might want to actually remember next week rather than like halfway through next session.
No, nothing springs to mind. I mean, I did a fantastic job with that longbow.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it wasn't half bad.
I've got one character with balanced stats. If he dies, it's all weirdos from here on out.
I am slightly terrified that you build yourself as Bert, farmer of pigs, and turns out you're Bert, veteran raider and terrifying longbowman.
Farmer of pigs, slayer
Farmer
of
of
gods.
More or less.
Look, man's got to have something to fall back to.
Yes,
True.
and the swine herding goes down, engage in deicide. Cool, in that case, feedback, anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time. I know we had some first session weirdness with everyone getting used to things.
Nah, it's no weirder than usual.
I like the intricate, although we barely got to scrape the surface, I do like the bizarre and petty intricacies of town politics.
Yeah, like they got bizarrely personal very quickly.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely like the most dysfunctional group of player characters I've played with in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd say that as someone who's currently RPing with both a South African and Australian dwarf.
I mean, I think in terms of quest objectives, that was a one-session victory. I'm actually going to need to go back and find alternate... I know I made the boss fight a little bit easy, but situationally that made sense.
Because we were all supposed to be shit-tier peasants.
Yeah, I kind of didn't check
turns out we ripped off our shirts and revealed our pecs.
Well, one of us did.
Cobb is a suitable shit tip.
So, actually thinking about it, Jesus Christ, we were literally the call an ambulance, but not for me meme.
Yes.
Yeah, we really were.
You know, to be fair, Granddaddy, Granddaddy Idris, if he'd gotten a little bit less lucky at various points, could very easily have been one-shotted and died. I was just kind of waiting to get to roll not even roll, because it's like 1,000,000 damage dice, right? So it almost certainly would have been an insta-kill. Which makes the ballsiness all the more impressive. You sorry?
So I was going to say, it's weird, like, my character's come along dressed as a pig farmer, ripped off his shirt, suddenly pecs, and Ben has done exactly the same thing. It's like that guy from fucking Dragon Ball Z, the old man.
What, you say we've gone full Master Roshi?
Yes, just gone Master Roshi. We turn up, we rip off shirts. Oh look, we're suddenly very strong.
Old Cobb struggled with his top button.
You're not even that muscly though, is the terrible thing. Like, it's, at least from my point of view, it's more of for you, it's more of like a crick's neck moment. Takes second to line up the shot. Fucking hell, you were at a range of less than 10 meters. At that point, the arrows wouldn't even be sticking out of its face. You have about the same penetrating power as a low-caliber machine gun. It would be embedded in its lungs.
Oh yeah, like that thing was straight up dying.
Well, because that's as close as you're going to get in a medieval context to a railgun before gunpowder starts being much of a thing. Is a close-range longbow fired by an expert. Short
Whatever
of a
it
crossbow.
hits, it's dying.
Yeah, short of a crossbow to the spine, like...
It's like the weirdest, most contextually accurate character unimaginable as well. Like 10th century fucking Wales. A guy who has just been drafted a couple of times as levies in local skirmishes, who happens to have just had a bit of a knack for the longbow, kept his gear, because you're required to remain armed in case you're raised as levies,
even knack for a longbow. You train for life with that thing.
Yeah.
There's so many skeletons they found in graves, and they know that they're longbowmen immediately because they're so fucking deformed.
Yep.
Because this is why the longbow, the Welsh / English longbows is so ridiculously OP, is because you have to train the person from birth to get them to be able to use it, and they need to use it actively throughout their entire life. It needs to be a very particular type of wood, and it needs to be of at least a certain size and poundage. But you're basically like a pianist of death. Is your body has been deformed in order to deliver killing at maximum possible speed. Don't get me wrong, you still get stabbed super easily, and the mere fact that you cost so much to make and take so many years means that you're extremely expensive to lose and can totally fuck a campaign when you die. But yeah, you're if the knight is the
Spartan 2. I'm the Spartan 2 of 10th century Britain.
You're more like an ODST, I would say, in this context. Like, you're extremely tactical and versatile and also ludicrously expensive, but also you're going to die a lot.
Wasn't that the famous saying was, if you want to train a longbowman, you start with his grandfather?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. But it's specifically like because you have to use yew by and large, but you can't just use any yew because it needs to be. It's mostly only the yews that grow in church graveyards, because the best wood for longbows is specifically yew wood that has fed on human bones.
Wow, that is grim.
Metal as fuck.
Well, it's been fed. It's been fed, so it's an extremely strong and yet supple wood. And the best way to feed a tree is by giving it organic material to compost. And how do you do that?
Shooting for the longbows.
We weaponize the dead to kill.
Funnily enough, we're going to end up with a whole load of really, really good longbow trees in about 40 years' time because of the current trend of woodland burials.
Well, they still need to be used. Anywho,
no, I know. It's
a whole fucking topic. Any other feedback?
No, I'm good at the moment, pal.
Fair.
I am slightly miffed, but in a very good and in character way. The fact that my 3 companions all died.
You did gain a dot in domain for that.
I did. So in character, terrible, but also pretty lucrative.
And technically, you've become Count Olaf as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I quite enjoyed that.
I can't help but feel like this is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
Well, I've become Count Olaf.
Well, that you've had contacts and even retainers, or had contacts, turned them into retainers, and then turned those retainers into domain and resources, which unfortunately eventually has to be liquidated, but there's always more contacts down the road.
Okay. Circle of life.
Cool. Questions? Anything anyone was narratively unsure of in that session? Is everyone following the plot?
Yep.
Yeah. We're all weirdos from Mold. We're all surprisingly good in combat, bar one of us. One of us is a murderer. There was a dragon. We killed the dragon.
How good Callum is in combat, he just didn't have an actual weapon.
I had a weapon. Yeah, my weapon was inspiration.
Spoke like a true manager. I'm trading you well up there, I see.
Say that for fucking highlights. Cool. Any other narrative questions? Does anyone have any guesses on the dragon?
Not so far, no.
Oh, it's got the touch of Nurgle on it.
I've got an idea of something that's been very similar that we've seen before, but I don't know if we'd have a crossover. Or else there's an extremely angry Gaelic man running around Britain at this point.
No, it's not going to be your bloody Hamish. Is he even born? I swear he was later.
No, he's not.
The age varied.
Yeah, he's about this point.
It took about 15 sessions to materialise a proper age.
Fucking Benji's Highlander character from Sorcerer's YT, and he the century of his birth changed every fucking session according to what Benji wanted him to be relevant to that session. And the rage.
I will argue that's actually more relevant for a Highlander character because he doesn't remember when he was fucking born.
He wasn't a Highlander. That's just the easiest way of explaining the
It's fine. It's fine. I get it.
Okay. What have we done? We've done reminders, feedback, character questions, XP. Okay. So, does anyone feel like... Oh, for Whitey's reference, because we've changed how we're doing XP for things by and large nowadays. Someone pointed out to me that there's a base way of doing things in at least one of the WoD books where you do it via questions, which I generally have found to work a lot better. So, First question. The basic system is you have half XP if you get a decent partial answer to any of these questions, full XP if you have a good answer to any of these questions, and you can sometimes get a bit of bonus XP for any given question if, if you've got an excessively good answer to this question. And on that subject, does anyone feel like you made significant plot progression this session?
So if we killed a dragon,
Definitely.
and in the process saved our hides.
Yeah, we've established our positions in the community.
Yeah, I would say definitely killing the dragon, sesh 1. I was expecting more tracking. I fucking am going to do a note never to call for survival rolls again. Character development. Does anyone feel like they significantly developed their character this session?
I think Callum did.
so.
He became Count Olaf.
Yeah.
Yes.
His identity's been unveiled. I mean, Bert has gone from just zany pig farmer to zany pig farmer who's been on multiple tours of duty.
Yeah, exactly.
Idris remains a crazy old man who lives in the woods.
I feel
You'll
like
have
you
your time.
actioned your crazy quite well, though, which is worth pointing out, because
He's quite
roleplay.
focused. He is quite focused, yeah. It's
Plus,
not just,
we got introduced to various badges.
yes.
badges, various.
But then again, you also got introduced to various pigs.
It's true.
But you didn't give them names.
You did. Bessie had a name.
Yeah, Bessie didn't it?
Only one of them.
I did talk about getting Fido as well, pig, but he ended up not
Fido.
making an appearance. And John has obviously turned up a few times.
John.
Sinful John. Good old Sinful John.
Simple John is currently an NPC for the time being, and we do not give character development points for NPCs. There was a whole...
but he is on the map, though.
But can we give XP
No.
to
No,
Nazim?
there was a whole argument about this.
They kept trying to, in fucking Cartborn, they kept trying to give their bloody... You remember Nazim from Skyrim? It's the dickhead who asked if you've been to the Cloud District lately.
Barely. Yeah.
So they kept trying to give their XP to Nazim, like, forgoing their own XP so the NPC could have it, which is not a mechanic, and they're not allowed
He
to do
deserved
it.
it.
But they were obsessed with this idea of glorious Nazim, king of the Cloud District.
Nice.
It was
He
quite
was
mean. We
glorious.
portrayed him as a bit touched in the head, and
We characterized him surprisingly well. Like I said at the end of that campaign, there was no character that you didn't somehow add to.
Cool. And finally, excellence of roleplay. Does anyone feel like anyone else roleplayed particularly well?
We all did alright.
Yeah, I think we all did alright. I think Callum definitely stepped into his role and added some quite a scary way in that he just literally stood on someone's face until it pressed into the peat and went
To be- and that defined the character right then
Only
and there.
dreams
He
now.
went from slimy lawyer to slimy lawyer who murders people in their home.
See, I'm
Did
quite...
escalate extremely quickly.
I'm proud of it because old Cobb was, out of my 3 characters, the one that I thought I would have the hardest time getting to grips with. And it just turned out, no, just lean into Welsh Count Olaf.
Fun times. Any other nominations? You do have to explain why someone roleplayed particularly well.
I do think that Ben roleplayed particularly well when it came to, although this may rapidly become cliche, the old ways. And Getting
be fair,
into
I'm just trying to fill in the young Nicholas-shaped hole in this campaign, begging for
Yeah.
heart wisdom.
Ben's patented formula for arguing with anyone and everyone we encounter.
Idris of the old ways. Cool. Anything else?
So I think everyone roleplayed pretty well.
Damn it! That you can't
Good,
just say
min-max that
everyone
XP. Just-
roleplayed.
We'll do that every session.
Cool.
I
okay.
roll very well.
So-
I think we all roleplayed twice as well as we did last week.
I stayed in accent the entire game.
He did, that's very true.
glorious accents. Cool.
Ben
in that
did
case,
give Welsh a go.
he did. He briefly
then
made
never
one
again.
Gavin and Stacey reference badly and with no connection to anything anyone said. And then Gabe kept being Welsh whilst making bad druid references for 2.5 hours. So I make that out to be 8 experience points for session number 6. That's 3 points of plot progress. You killed the dragon in one session. I'd say that's worth a bonus point. 2 points of character development. Old Cobb is Count Olaf, but the pig farmer / warrior, and Granddaddy Idris is actionable crazy. 2 points excellence of roleplay. Old Cobb, murder lawyer. Idris of the old ways, plus 1 point standard.
Excellent.
Which brings us on to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights. I don't think we've had you in for these either, have we, Whitey?
No, usually highlights were the recap, weren't they? So unless you just change the highlight at the end.
Way
now as
back
well.
in the day, yeah, no. So what we do nowadays is highlights at the end of the session, but we go around the players and everyone gives the highlights, and they're not attached to a recap or anything because it means that I don't have to remember things, and also we do it in the moment. Cool. So to give everyone you like an idea of things, Callum, do you have any highlights for that session?
Old Cobb murder lawyer, you did sum that up quite well.
All right, Old Cobb, murder lawyer. You know that scene in Dead Ringers where they finally ring up? What's his name? Not Brian Adams. The really
Brian Paisley?
no, the lovely radio
Brian West?
host who they make out to be a psychopathic murderer at all times, and they finally have the guy doing the impersonation ring up the lovely family orientated radio host.
Christ, I don't remember. It's been literal years. You
It's
Yeah.
a very niche reference.
It would have been great if everyone had got it, but sadly, I don't even remember the reference myself, so that's 0 out of 4 possible people.
Anyway.
Sorry, any other highlights, Callum?
No motivation like execution.
Duly noted. Any other highlights?
Serving 3 tours in Anatolia?
A weird location to go to, but one I apparently did.
Oh, dear. Any other highlights?
Never underestimate survival.
God damn it. Fucking survival. Bane of my life. Ironically. Any other highlights?
No, I'll leave that.
Benji, do you have any highlights for that session?
Sinful John travels at the speed of plot.
Oh, I've got another one, but I'll leave it until after.
Fair. Any other highlights, Benji?
Only dreams now.
Cronch. And none of you tried to stop him.
I mean, he was already dying anyway, but still.
Tut tut. Any other highlights, Benji?
I'm trying to think. There was something what he did that was funny, and I can't remember what it was. It was towards
Gotta
the.
make
It was in
notes
the
as you
in the
go.
village. I'll think of it.
Alright. In that case, Whitey, any highlights for that session?
Sinful John, Pig Whisperer.
God damn it.
Portrait dreams. And window ledges. Also, Sinful John, Pig Farm Seneschal.
So your favourite character of the session was in fact your NPC side character off at home, taking care of
It's just been a bit weird. Also, I've pissed myself.
Oh dear. Yes, it really didn't show that I didn't have that segment planned out in greater detail, did it? I thought I got away with it very well. Every fucking time. Cool, any other highlights?
Do you have a will?
And Whitey, do you have any more highlights?
No, is it loop back round? If I think of any more, I'll shout them.
That's fair. Well, I think we've only got Benji left on the loop back round thing.
No, I couldn't think of the one. Other than, no, none of us can read.
I mean, I don't think anyone said that.
I thought Whitey did.
I said saying like, I made a threat that was along the lines of when I learn to read and write.
I can't say I recall that one, I'm afraid. I'm noting I'm getting my tracking badger at the very least. I feel that. Especially the fact that it's no different to any of the other badgers.
Oh, can we go with the badger as well? Or the badger?
Oh, yeah, the invention of palindromes with
Damn it,
badgers.
you didn't invent palindromes. Not only is it not a palindrome, but they've been around.
No,
None of you are even literate.
No, I realise that's the joke. It's saying that is... I'm deliberately mangling the definition of palindrome by saying the fact it starts and ends with makes it a palindrome.
Can we throw
Very deliberately murdering that.
Can we throw in the invention of cheese rolling in there as well?
Oh yeah, the invention of cheese rolling.
I think we all established that cheese rolling is an ancient prehistoric custom, first practiced by badgers along that particular hill.
Theoretically, it is prehistoric if it was happening before it was recorded. So, yeah.
Through
It's not prehistoric if it's an old pagan custom. That's fairly historic.
Oh no, those are theories though. They're not actually documented. It was documented starting from 18 whatever it was, but it was happening beforehand. At which point it's prehistoric. It's prehistory of cheese rolling.
Nah, it's
Yes, it's
not.
prehistoric.
That's such a literal definition of prehistoric.
Oh, but you don't like my definition of palindromes.
No, I don't. I don't like either of those definitions. I feel they're both poor. One of them's inaccurate, and the other one's just weird. Okay, cool. I think, unless anyone has any final highlights, then we'll end on Bert doesn't understand palindromes.
Yeah, sure. I'll take Bert doesn't understand palindromes.
Cool. Thank you all for a very entertaining session number 6 of Minivamp.
6?
Yeah, it's. I'm just using the Minivamp stuff, so I count Barry.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm using the same folder in the Google Drive for tracking. This is campaign 2 of me.
Wow, this is quite the hiatus.
I mean, fucking, God, what's it called? Wednesday Vampires had a hiatus of like 2 years, year and a half.
I think Barry's had more than that.
It must have, actually, because it was the last campaign I had Whitey. And I don't think we had, feedback, narrative, highlights at the
That's
end,
true, actually.
questions,
It's
all this stuff,
house.
reminders.
It's been like 2 years, at least.
All of this is super.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 2 years. Oh,
It was before I moved house because it was back in the apartment. I've lived in this house for coming up to 2 years in July, at the end of July. No, start of July.
Jesus.
So yeah, so we are almost talking 2 years, and then I can't remember if Bari happened before or after Mercs,
Yeah, me neither. I have no.
because that was a Christmas one, wasn't it? The Mercs one.
Somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Christmas time.
Bari happened before Mercs.
Oh, okay.
Because Bari was
Yeah.
one of the first World of Darkness ones we ran, and we've run plenty of World of Darkness runs. One since then.
Yeah, we had the whole sorceress thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
the point
this
is,
definitely
It's lovely to have you back, Whitey, and you've been missed. Any final words for the recording? Oh my
These
god.
badgers aren't from round here.
Fair.